comrades, today is May 21, 2026, and the current time is 1918. We are pleased to announce that we have successfully stopped the construction of a nearby data center that was threatening to consume the resources that the Institute needs. The Administratum is currently recommending all comrades not to speak to the media, especially if you are part of Momentum, and especially if you are part of a recent mission from last night. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Oh, you're gonna love this. Hey, so we're playing City Skylines today. Would you like to see something very funny that just happened as soon as I was testing some stuff? Literally as I was loading into stream. Yeah, error messages. Yeah, my favorite. Anyways, how are all of you doing, comrades? We're gonna pretend these error messages don't actually exist. But how are all of you doing? Hello there. Ray, congrats on being first. Also, hi, Ledronis and Sun and Funbound and Infidave, and thanks everyone who said anything in chat so far. Yeah, we're playing City Skylines today because I haven't played this in quite some time on stream, and I've been kind of wanting to. I was kind of figuring out like what map to play is the main issue because there's so many choices for maps, and I just didn't know which one to play. So, kind of right now, my goal is what map are we actually playing? And so we're gonna build a city, and we're gonna build data centers because I thought it would be really funny to try building data centers. I kid you not, there is an actual data center asset in the game that you can use if you really want to make your city look like, you know what I'm talking about. It's like an actual thing. Let me see if I can find it. I could have sworn there was a data center asset, and maybe I am going crazy because I can't find it, but I know it exists somewhere. There's definitely an asset that's just like, hey, would you like to consume all the resources of your city for giggles? And now I can't find it, but it's definitely somewhere. Oh, I think it's here actually. This is post office. Yeah, you can build like a server farm. Yeah, look at this thing, and then you can just keep adding more server farms and stuff. So anyways, we're gonna first of all go to the main menu so we can pick a new map because I didn't know what map to play. But anyways, how are all of you doing? Hopefully you're all having a good evening. I know this is not the usual type of thing we do because again, a lot of people really enjoy it when we do Star Sector, but I know we do a lot of Star Sector, so I figured, all right, let's take a little bit of a break from Star Sector shenanigans. Why don't we build a little bit of a cute city, right? We will do some Star Sector, maybe not next week, but the week after. Just basically a little bit of a 2-week break from Star Sector because, I mean, I'm in Canada next week, and I may have something special lined up for Wednesday, as I will be streaming Wednesday, and then I will not be streaming Thursday, and all that stuff. Let me quickly also put on some background music, because I don't know if I can use the City Skylines official music, due to the fact that it's, well, a lot of it's kind of copyrighted, and I don't want to really risk it. So I'm thinking the map I wanted to use was this one called Abella, which is a custom map. It actually has a lot of areas to build and has like a pre-built general highway that I can kind of build around. There's also this one called Tosserino, which does have also kind of a central highway that's already been pre-laid out, so you can just kind of start building. So there's a lot of different options. You could also try to do one of the default maps, but I find these okay to work with, but not generally ones that I'm super interested in playing, although you could definitely work with a lot of land here. The other option is we just we pick a small map and we just build very slowly, like building island by island, and that's kind of what some of these ones are. Like if I load up in the high islands, you'll see what in a second what I'm talking about. So that's kind of what I'm planning to do today, but hopefully you have a nice relaxing time watching some city building. I know it's not the usual type of stuff, but I figured, you know what, some variety is needed, less violence. I think playing Xenonauts 2 broke me on a spiritual level, and I was like, all right, I need to do something much more relaxed, and that's why we're doing this. And we're gonna also have the Sims 3 soundtrack in the background. Oh wait, we did load in. Wait, why'd my UI break? So yeah, this is one of the maps we might do, although my UI broke and I may need to reboot the game. So we can't really be reloading the game too frequently because I did not expect that thing to explode, and now that is a bit of a problem. So, you know, let's see. Once the game closes, I can reboot it. I did install a bunch of unique mods that I may have found access to that I'm not sure if I was actually supposed to have access to it yet. Notably, there is a specific set of mods called like network tools that came out, and I'm not sure if I'm supposed to have access to it. But I found a link that gave me access to it, and I was like, you know what? I'll take it. I think it'll be fine. Actually, you know, I know. Let's do this map. I think this one's gonna be fun. All right, let's do this one called Seahorse Islands. Let me just boot this up. I also have a lot of mods that are designed to provide a Japanese aesthetic for the city, so we might try to add some of that, but it's kind of gonna be like a mixed Americana, Euro, whatever. It's basically whatever I feel like throwing in is what's gonna happen. You got an A1 clear, let's say Aspire. Ah, you got your first A1 clear? Now you only have, no, you don't have 9 more to go. Do you know what you have? You have 49 more clears to go. Actually, no, it's technically 54 more clears to go. Because you have to A10 with every single class. Do you know what the A10 modifier is? The A10 modifier is you have to fight double final bosses. It's really funny. Good luck if you ever make it to A10, because all the ascension modifiers stack on top of each other. Yeah, I remember when I explained that to Ray, she's like, what? And I was like, yep, good luck. It's very evil, but it's very funny. All right, hopefully we can actually build a city. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is also I'm gonna solicit opinions on what we should do for the city. So, like, for example, what kind of mass transit should we be using? Are we gonna be using trams, buses, things like that? And we'll just kind of build and see how I feel. I think I also downloaded some assets. Like, I think one of them is literally just an IKEA. So we could just build an IKEA if we really felt like it. So that's an option. Let me also double check this. I think the one I wanted to build was either Nahi Islands or Seahorse Islands, I think was the other one. I think Seahorse Islands might be a little different, so we might try that, and it can give us somewhere to start with, especially because we're gonna have to build a port and all this other stuff. We may or may not get to an airport. My goal is to just build quick and just not worry about the fine details until much later, because I think a lot of times whenever I play a game like this, I tend to spend too long thinking about what to build next that I don't actually get anything done. So the goal is we're just gonna keep building and just keep adding and making it bigger, and we'll see how big of a city I can get. My goal is to see if I can build at least a 50,000 population city in the span of the next 3.5 hours. Is that feasible? Probably not. Are we gonna try? Yes. And then after that, I'll probably get off and go play Forza or Final Fantasy 14. I'm pretty sure Ray's probably playing Final Fantasy 14 if she's not currently dying in bed. Take your pick of how you want to make that interpretation. City Skylines does take forever to load, is all I'm going to say. This game did have a bunch of updates over the past couple months that's made it a lot more bearable, I think, in terms of lag. But it still crashes every now and again. So if it does crash, you know, don't blame me or the mods. We're just going to blame City Skylines being City Skylines. City Skylines 1 had the same issue too, where it's like a lot of times it would break. So, but I think I've gotten a lot better when I was playing off stream. Like, okay, I remember how to do a lot of these, and I downloaded a mod called Network Tools, which is currently not available for public access unless you know where to look. And it works pretty good, so we're gonna be abusing that to help build some beautiful roads and making clean slopes and all this other stuff that the people are into. Just gotta wait for this thing to build or to load. But yeah, overall, I hope you have a fun weekend. I know, especially if you're in America, you get like an extra day off on Monday, which is very cool. All right, let's do this. We're gonna make a new game, and we're gonna pick, I think, Seahorse Islands. And what are we calling our beautiful little city? Let's call our city. I need a good name. I don't actually have a good name for this. Yeah, we'll just call it like Stream City until pending, until I can come up with a better name. All right, you can also pick North American, European, doesn't really matter. We will do right-hand drive. I think the game is generally, you can do left-hand drive, but I find most people build their custom maps with right-hand drive in mind. So in the interest of not breaking anything, we'll do right-hand drive. I know it's not realistic for some people based on what we're gonna do, but trust me, it's fine. We will not have unlimited money, so I do actually have to manage my cash. But we will have everything unlocked from the get-go. And that, I think, is kind of how I like to play the game. And we'll see where this goes, shall we? So the question is, what kind of public transit should we use for within the same region? Trams? I think normally when I build, I kind of start with buses, but I think it might be kind of fun to do either elevated rail or even elevated tramways. We can't spend too much money from the get-go because we don't have a tax base, obviously, so we'll have to kind of figure that out. Also, I think we're supposed to get like a big DLC for this game sometime this year, now that the current group that's making the game... Okay, is this... Hold on. Is this network tools? Realistic trips right everywhere. Ah, okay, cool. I do have network tools. Excellent. Remove node, slope, curve. Yes, perfect. Okay, it's exactly what I'm looking for. All right, comrades, let's go build a city. So here's our map. Okay, so here's all the different regions of the map. We have access to basically anything that's completely open. So I have this region here, which comes with 2 road entranceways. There's one over here. There is this one, which is a lot smaller and does have a rail connection. You can see there's like a rail connection right here. I don't know why those... Oh. Well, that NVIDIA DLSS is working overtime. And then there's the other one, which is kind of over here, where you do have access to like a rail connection, but it's not really connected in. So if you build here, it's going to be really awkward to figure out where you're going to put a station. It'd probably be good for elevated rail here, but we may not work in this area. It kind of reminds me vaguely of the Florida Keys. I think, though, we're going to want to start somewhere where we have access to rail, because I do want to get going on rail networks as soon as possible. So I think this area here. Also, I want to figure out where I'm going to start building industry and ports is the other thing too. So we got to figure out all this stuff, you know, like we got to plan like a real city planner before we lay down the first road, right? How many of you live in a city? That's the real question. Cities are... I don't know if I could live in a city, honestly. I kind of like the quietness of being in the suburbs. I think when I was younger, I would be like, man, I want to live in the city. There's always something cool to do. It's so busy all the time. Now I'm just like, I want it to be quiet and I don't want anyone to bother me. How times have changed. How times have changed indeed. Okay, so I think what we'll do is... So let's see. If we build here... Okay, hold on. If I build in this general area, what do we have access to? We got one highway. This is another highway that's incomplete. So how does this flow? It should be right-hand traffic. So you can flow in from here. Where is the actual, like, entry into the city? So here's the way in. Okay, so if we follow this, leads through here, and then you can then make the split into the city by taking this highway. And then if you do that, you can build out that way. Okay, so this is probably the correct way. Hello, Flaming. And then we have at least one rail network, so we can either use this as a freight. Hold on, where's the... You know what I need to do? Where's the wind? I need to know where the wind flows, primarily because that's going to determine where pollution flies. Hello, data centers. Oh, hello, Sheikah. Don't worry, we're going to build a lot of data centers. That's my goal. Need to figure out where the where air flows, though. Okay, so air flows from here out this way. So I think I don't want to put industry here, and this should just be a normal residential area. All right, let's start building a residential area. So here's the main problem. I do want to use this connection for a train system, right? But the problem is, how do you actually get to this train? Right? Like, how do you actually get to this train from here? Unless your citizens want to go over here. And then on top of that, like, even if they go that way, how do they get back onto the main network, right? Which is this, like, big old path that we're following here. How do they actually get back on there unless we connect it? How are you doing, Ranu? So, if I build it here, I'd have to then build over the water and then reconnect, like, over here? That seems a little excessive. Also, it's like a single rail, too, so it's like, it's not meant to do that. It's supposed to be, like, in and out. So, we could use it as a freight line that connects to the outside world, and it's just kind of an in and out. That's probably the correct way to approach this. It's a really awkward design. I think this is supposed to be a freight line, and my logic for that is that there's a highway connection here. The question is, how do you actually go from... If I built a port here, if I built a Okay, so if I build a freight line here, how do I actually connect it from here and then go back onto the main highway? There's like not an actual way to do that. Oh, actually... Okay, no, actually, no, you can do it here. That's super awkward. Alright, I think we can probably make this a freight line. The only reason I don't necessarily want to do that is air pollution flows from down here up here. So I could make it a port, but I don't want to put industry here. Does that make sense? I think what we'll do is, why don't we start by building civilian living areas, and then we'll build from there. Okay. And yes, don't worry, we will build trains. I like trains. Okay, actually, you know what? Hold on, I have an idea. Is this elevated? Oh, it is elevated. The problem is that the train is... So I'd have to build an elevated rail if I wanted to build like an elevated station that's connected here. That's kind of rough. What if I want to build in one of the other areas we have unlocked? This one is unlocked from the start as well. This one has no train connection at all. Well, there is a small train connection here, but that... I guess this could work, but it's also kind of small. It'd probably be better suited for like rural fields. Hello, Havel, how are you? By the way, if you're wondering what the music is, it's SimCity, or it's The Sims 3. This one is a very small area. I think this one could be used for more dense area. All right, so I think we'll start by building in this area. I think this area is the most interesting to look at. Okay, so I have $6.25 million dues that I have to make a do. How do we actually set this up? So we start off, it's a 2-lane highway. So what if we have, maybe just a simple trumpet would be the correct way to exit off of the highway, right? Let's see, I have a bunch of pre-mades here because I don't like designing highways all the time, because honestly it's kind of a nightmare to do so. So we might just try one of these. That's a little too big. I need something small. I need like a feeder. What would we call it? Like a service interchange. So you pivot from going. We need a service interchange to pivot from the highway to the road. That is way too big. I think like this is probably serviceable, but it's still a little rough. A little frustrated. Disabled 7 TV extension configure on large times. Oh, that's really annoying. 7 TV seems to have like a lot of weird issues as of late, huh? All right. This is a very awkward highway. I don't know who designed this, but I just want to point out that if you're on this Walnut Highway, right, and you want to hop back onto the main highway, right, like this this section here, you have to make a left here, and then you kind of connect right back on. That's super weird, and we have to redesign. This entire thing is a mess. All right. Let's start by designing how we're gonna make our core grid. So I think the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna focus. Okay? How about this? Does this area look like it's big enough to warrant a tram line? Probably not. This entire area is probably small enough that you could just justify plain old roads, right? Like you probably don't need a tram line here, and I don't think we can afford a tram line anyways. So we're gonna eschew trams and just go straight on to building a beautiful bit of suburbia, and then we're gonna start slapping data centers around. I have no idea if data centers can actually make us money. I think they actually lose you money due to upkeep, but that's fine. Okay, so what I'm thinking is if we just build out... Let's see. The game is like a little laggy. I'm sorry about that. If we build out, let's say... 400 units in a direction, and then we just build off of that. Well, I need to design like my central corridor, I guess. So we could build our central corridor like this. Do I really want to deal with a 6-lane central corridor for this area? It doesn't seem necessary. It seems a little excessive. Yeah, it's probably fine. Also, the music stopped. I didn't realize the soundtrack ended. Anyways, how are you doing, Havel? Hopefully you're having a good evening too. So I could do a 4-lane. If I do a curve... Like... I mean, I guess this is technically okay. You want me to make an 8-lane... No, we can't. We're not gonna do an 8-lane road yet. Yet is the big operative word. We won't do that yet. Let's also I also don't like this, how this looks. We gotta just quickly fix the lanes here. This looks horrible. Move unsafe, and then... There we go, that looks a little... That looks a little... Oh, Jesus Christ. It looks terrible. I mean, we could make stroads. Like, I guess the true American thing is to make stroads. Now, I'm not insane, so I don't really want to make that many stroads. I hate stroads with, like, a burning passion, okay? Okay, that's a lot better. Okay, so here's our central corridor. Okay, so now we need to build the rest of the city. How do we build the rest of the city here? Or at least this section of the city. So we could probably just do the generic thing and we could go pivot down to 4 lanes. Let's see. So for example, I could just go 90 degrees here. Probably okay. And then we could go same here in this direction. Okay, look at that. So we have something. Okay, that looks terrible. Okay. We gotta build the rest of it. So what if we do... If I leave 6 on the main road for large buildings, and then we go 4 for the medium road, and we can go 2 on the small one. Okay, I have an idea. Okay, here's my plan. That's 6 deep, and then what I'm gonna do is, because again, this is gonna be a little car-centric, because I can't afford to make large, I can't really afford to do large quantities of public infrastructure right now, so we're just gonna have to work with what I got. But we will make it, you know, normal sidewalks, right? Like that. And then just try to avoid connecting onto the highway. All right, here's my Giga Brain plan. Okay, this is going to look terrible. Are you ready? So now we're going to switch to alleys, which are even tinier. Okay. This is going to be awful. I'm so... Oh my gosh. I don't know if I want to do this. Actually, hold on. I think... No. I'm committed to the bit. Let's try this. Hold on. We're going to do 4. Okay. Well, you're gonna hate this. This is true nightmare fuel designed as a city. Okay, so we're gonna do 4 there. Well, maybe it's not nightmare fuel, but I think someone's gonna hate this because I am not good at designing cities, but we're trying to work with what we got. I probably should actually think about where I'm gonna put public infrastructure. Too late, whatever. Okay, that's fine. You hate it already? Oh no, trust me, it's gonna get worse. This is the basics of what you're gonna experience. Okay, let's put another road here. Now, I've been doing 6, but I think for this one we do... Extend it out a little bit. We'll do 3. Because we can't really afford to put too much here. We'll have this terminate here, and then pivot into this tool. Ooh, that looks terrible. Yeah, that looks awful. Ooh. Okay, wait. Hold on. I might be cooking here. Need eye bleach? Perfect. That means I'm doing my job. Okay, so... I actually have this zoning type downloaded that basically just adds very, very ultra compact Japanese housing. Okay. So here's my logic. We're going to zone this. This entire area is going to just be very tiny houses. So watch as I press this. If I did this right, just start building. And we're going to just do the other side here. And then just rinse and repeat. It's just going to be a variety of sizes until this is done. Okay, cool. Okay, now we need to get the rest of this going. So... Citizens need electricity. That's a thing that exists that people need or else they begin to die. There is a large power line here, which terminates here. So this would need to connect to a substation, I think. That sounds like... Oh, do you want me to turn off the sound? Can I turn off that sound effect? If it's really annoying, I'll turn it off. I can turn off the sound effects. Hold on, I'll just... Let's see. Sound effects. Okay, I think 50% might be a little better. How's the Green Utopia? Oh, trust me, it's not ready yet. We're working on it. Okay, then we need to find a way to connect the power grid. So why don't we add... we already have a power line, so we can probably just add a transformer station. Probably just add it, like, here. Yeah, it's very car-centric for now. It's car-centric for now. You know, we'll make adjustments later. We'll probably just add a small transformer here. That's probably correct. Okay, so we'll put a transformer station here, and then I can probably just... Again, temporary until I need to redesign this, and I can just probably run a power cable from here. Just like that. Okay, so now we got power. Okay, now we need, I mean, like I said, we're trying to play like a real city politician builder where I just am going ham without a care in the world, irregardless of the consequences. We're just committing. We are committing to the bit. Okay, so I think what I can do is we're gonna pump the water. Shoot, how do I pump the water? Okay, wait, hold on. Do I really want to turn this into a port? I guess we should probably turn this into a freight port, technically. So if I did that, how would I design this? I kind of want to use the port tool, but maybe we'll worry about that in a second. Let's get the city up and let's get this terrible city up and running first. I've also not been paying attention to the contour lines. I probably should have been doing that. Thankfully, it seems to be very flat. Do IRL builders run over the highways? Probably not, but it's okay. It's aesthetic, you know. It's all aesthetic. All right, we're gonna dump a sewage outlet. What direction does the water flow? Oh my god, the water's stagnant. Really? Okay, wait, that's kind of it's kind of awkward actually. The water's completely stagnant and doesn't move. Okay. I need to find a way to expel excess water. So I think we would realistically do that near the freight. And then we would probably put a water pumping station to intake water. We could also use groundwater, but I don't think there's actually any groundwater deposits on this entire map. No, there's not a single groundwater deposit. The other option is we could build a water tower, which technically does get you decent amounts of water. But it's way less water for the same cost, so we're gonna try to just take fresh water in for the time being. I think I could just put this... It needs to be connected to the road is the problem. So I think what I do is I'm gonna put this here. And then, for now, because until I figure out what I'm gonna do with this highway section, I'm just gonna quickly grab a very simple 2-lane road. I don't think it likes me trying to build a road like this. Okay, hold on. Let's see. I should be able to just curve it in. Kind of like that. Okay, that looks kind of bad, but it's functional. And then we'll just quickly make a simple highway to get off of this. I don't know. I like city builders. Like I said, I'm a huge sucker for city builders. Like one of my favorite genres. I know we don't stream it too often, but it's because it's not a genre everyone's terribly into nowadays. Because everyone's really into the sick, wacky violence games, like Star Sector, which I did consider streaming today, but I was like, you know what? No, we need variety. Okay, so this water plant is now connected, so let me make sure the pipe is running correctly. So I'm just gonna... Alright, thankfully this game doesn't really care too much of how you do it, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hook this in here, and then it's gonna hook in immediately. Oh, it's overlapping. We can just hook it in. Oh, there's another... What is this? Is it power lines? What is that? Oh, that's the power lines, I think. Wait. Okay, that is power lines. That's super odd. Why is it underground? Oh, because it's underground. That's super weird. Okay. Well, with the power of cheats, I'm just gonna just cross over there. Okay, so now we have water. We have some basic housing that is just gonna be completely nonsensical. Trust me, I am not caring how this is gonna look. And then we gotta start zoning the rest of this. So, what do we put? Oh, wait, hold on. We should probably put a big... You know what? Actually, this could probably justify a decent transit hub here, I think. For inter-city transport, we could probably put like a small bus station here that can connect to other parts, or because it's not really gonna need a tram system. I mean, we could do like a tram if I really wanted, like a up and down bare bones tramway, but I don't think it's necessary. I think we're better off just putting down like a bus station. Ooh, that's a little chunky. You could probably put something like this and it'd probably be fine. Well, that actually fits perfectly. Local bus station? What do you think? Should we put a bus station here? Probably not the worst idea. Could put a bus station. Yeah, that bus station fits weirdly perfectly. I think what we would do for this bus station is I'd probably want to build it out like here. Something like that. And the reason why I want to do something like this is if I were to build the bus station, I want all the buses to basically flow in to the right, and then we can, that way it's not going to back up on the main throughways, and you kind of back it up into this small road instead. Now, if I can rotate the dang thing, that'd be great, but this thing is like impossible to rotate. Yeah, so something like this would be correct, I think. This tool is so janky. You cannot rotate this like in any way that makes sense, and it's super annoying. Like it wants to hook into this one and not onto the road that I have just plopped down. No, like this actually makes sense, I think. Like, so here's my logic, right? Again, I need to emphasize that I am not a city, but I am not a urban designer. Yeah, it doesn't like snapping too much, but if I turn off snapping and I just kind of precise rotate this, I can kind of finagle it in there. All right, good enough. It looks a little ugly, but what we can do is I'm gonna take this tool. Oh, no, wrong tool. We're gonna take the surface area tool. I'm just gonna drag it so it fills in all of it, and no one's gonna know that it's slightly off center. Yeah, just perfect. See, no one will ever know that it is just slightly off center. It's perfect. It is incredibly unoptimized. That's so true. Okay, so here's our central bus. So my logic is that realistically, the reason I don't want to put it on this throughway, because if you have a bus coming in, right, they might get backed up trying to enter here, but by putting it in this area, a bus flows in, you know, from here, whatever, it'll turn into the right-hand lane, and then it'll always be able to turn right into this specific zone. So I think that logically makes sense, right? I think that makes sense. Probably. I don't know. The surfaces are a little janky, but that's fine. Okay. So we got a central hub. Okay, so now we're gonna start putting in all the other buildings around it. So this is technically 6 deep. So I think what you would want around this would be office buildings. Now, technically, since this area is just starting, we should probably start by putting small, low-density offices, right? Probably. I think some low-density offices would probably make the most sense along this road. And then... No? What do you mean? Alright, I'm stopping. Tell me what your plan is. Tell me what your glorious plan is. Let me also make sure we have everything turned on. I don't think this one... I think this one's not zoning capable. I think this one's not set up to zone. And if it is, I can disable the zoning on it anyways. Why? Yeah. Because it's not... You can see it's kind of not snapped to it, so my assumption is that it's not hooked into it. And then... let's see here. I think along this street here... It's a little too deep, actually. I'm gonna add another road here. So this would carve it into 5 by 5 deeps, which is probably okay. I think 5 deeps might be interesting to look at. Oh yeah, you know the secret? You turn these 3 off. Turn these 3 off and your zoning grids will be perfect every single time. I'm not even joking. I learned that from watching like a bajillion YouTube videos. It works. Okay, so now this turns into 5 deep. So I think what we'll do is you would realistically have, let's say, some low density here, right? And then you could probably put in some medium density behind it. Maybe? Let's try something like this. Maybe medium, and then we go back into the small compacts. Let's try this out. I'm kind of curious. Maybe yeah, let's try this. We'll do the JP compact. Let's let it build out. Oh yeah, that's gonna look terrible. Oh, I can't wait to see how bad this looks. I should never be allowed to build a city, is all I'm gonna say. I am probably a disaster waiting to happen. Okay, so we can do that. Oh, what else do we need? Oh, right, we need city services. What do the people need? They need school, they need education, right? So, in the interest of ensuring our dear citizens can get an education, we'll put a nice school here. Where's the JP school? I kind of like the JP elementary. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Found it. I would hope they're not being built by one person either, but in this timeline, I have full control over everything that exists here. So you'd probably want to build an elementary if I could figure out which is the elementary school I like to build. Here we go. Oh wait, does this actually fit like right in the center? Oh, it does actually, if I build it right. Also, what do you mean this thing's not hooked up to the grid? Huh? How is this not hooked up to anything? Oh! Wait a second. Hold on. Wait a second. Does this have to be built, like... Does it have to be built on the road? Oh, that's super awkward. Hold on. Wait, what? There's no resources entering this. Is it because it can't actually snap to this road? Hold on. All right, this thing. Hold on. Let's turn this off for now. I don't need this right now. It's gonna eat resources. Let's not turn it off. Yeah, I just realized it's got no pipes, so technically it's gotta go like here. I don't think that counts. We gotta. Interesting. That's kind of a conundrum. That is a bit of a conundrum, ain't it? Even this, there's a power line above ground. I don't think it's actually doing anything. I'm trying to find a way to click this power line without clicking anything else. Okay, well, we'll worry about that later. It's not really necessary for us to worry about. It's just kind of like a random thing that we'll take care of in a bit. Let's get the rest of the city building first, and then we can worry about minor things like public transportation. Let's get a school built. So, ideally, I don't think you want the school to be next to the big giant road, right? This city did not need a... I don't think this city legitimately needed a 6-lane main street. I think this portion of the city can be fine with a 2-lane... with a 4-lane street. What I think, right? Wouldn't you agree? This does not need... Oh, wait! Oh, no. I know what we can do. Bike lanes. Oh wait, the bike lanes actually don't eat up the, Oh, we could have bike lanes. Oh, let's do that later. Let's get everything built going first. I'm gonna crank the speed up, and let's just see what happens. We are running low on money, so I do gotta get the remaining services up and running ASAP. Okay, so I want to put a school down. This is a very big school. But I don't want it to be ideally next to this. You can put, like, the high school here, I think, but I don't think you necessarily want the regular schools in this general vicinity. So the problem is, how do we attach a school in our limited environment? I could just pick a smaller school, would realistically be the correct choice. I could have also just destroyed one of these neighborhood sections and just added a school here. You know what, actually that probably makes sense. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do exactly that. We're just gonna terminate all these houses, and then we're gonna plop down our beautiful elementary school. Excellent. All right, we can name the school. Who wants to have the school named in their honor? You can even add a gym or an extra wing, but we'll do those later. Okay, what's next? We need we probably need a small firehouse. Let's see, these are kind of okay size. I'd probably just put the firehouse. You probably want it near the main road, but not necessarily on the main street, probably. So my thinking is, why don't we do... Oh, actually, hold on, why don't we actually upgrade this specific street to a 4-lane abomination? Oh, maybe not. Actually, that's terrible. Let's not do that. I want to hook up a road, maybe like here. I'm thinking 2 lanes is probably okay, because it's kind of like towards the back end of the area, so it's probably not a big deal. Let's see. Let's get our general services in this small vicinity. So you can probably add a firehouse here. You're here letting like Gigi Marin is about to finish at some point before I do. Wait, I know she was streaming 14, but I didn't realize... Wait, did she story skip, or did she actually start all the way from the beginning? I can't believe I'm losing to Gigi. What is this? Also, hello, Alana, how are you? Oh, we can put a Koban. Let's see. Where would you realistically put the You'd put a Koban primarily near urban or like commercial areas, right? I think you'd probably just... Oh, wait, actually, we could probably just put one here. Yeah, look at this. We can just put like a nice little Koban right there. Isn't that adorable? And then we'll fill the rest in with the compact housing like this. And then I can probably throw in something that's maybe like a small one-tile tiny park that fills right there. Perfect. I'll complete it eventually. You have to believe. I can't believe no one has faith in me in completing 14. Oh, I thought I had the faith of the people, but I guess not. How tragic. Okay, let's add some special buildings. Okay, so I can put a Yoshinoya somewhere here, which would probably be correct, right? Yeah. Or I could put in a family mart. I think realistically, you'd probably have a family mart here. I think this area is probably where you'd have a family mart. So we're going to put a family mart right there. Look at that. Everyone's favorite. A family mart. A certified hood classic. And then we'll put a few more, probably a small commercial area here. And then that should be fine. Let's see what else. What are we missing? So we have fire. Oh, we need police, right? We have the Koban, so it's not really enough, but it'll function for now. What else do we need? Is that everything we need? Oh, medical clinic, right? Need a medical clinic. Okay, so put like a tiny clinic. Oh, we could probably put it here, actually. It's a little out of... It's kind of hard to get to this. No, I probably don't want to put it there. Let's not. Let's put the clinic... maybe here's fine, actually. Put the clinic in this general area. Actually, I think we'll put it here, like towards the end of this street. It's probably fine. Yeah, there we go. That's cute. Okay, so there we go. We're getting our large offices now. They're not tall because, again, we're not building super tall right now. And then we've got medium density housing. We've got a school. We've got actual housing now, small residential. The people do want large and also industry, but I can't really afford industry right now. So here's our main issue. One, we're not making money. Our tax collection is just very minimal, and it costs a lot to maintain all of our services. We're importing basically all of our electricity right now, so just keep that in mind. Roads cost money, healthcare costs money, so we're just gonna crank our healthcare budget all the way down, education budget all the way down, fire and rescue all the way down, and that should save us a decent chunk of cash for the time being, because again, we have to save and balance our budget like an actual city and not like those crazy people who operate Chicago, where they decided to sell the rights to the parking lots for 75 years, and now Chicago continues to lose billions upon billions of dollars because of the idiot administration that decided to sell the rights to the parking lot or the parking meters for 75 years. Anyways, only people want 3 things in AIs. Oh, that's right. We should be building our data centers. Okay. So a server farm has an upkeep of 20,000 watt. Okay, so I could just put just a giant fuck off data center. I could put a data center right there. Oh, do I do it? Do I just save this area to put a giant data center? Think about it. Think of all the jobs this will create. Think of all the economic stimulation that this will provide to the dear citizens of Stream City pending. This is exactly what Mark Zuckerberg would want us to do, right? This is exactly what Mark Zuckerberg would want us to do. How we can't just deny him his dream. I sound like an insane person. Oh shoot, I just realized the water pump station doesn't have power. We probably should fix that, shouldn't we? How do I build this underground? I have no idea how to build oh, here we go. What do you mean this thing's not connected to the power grid? Isn't there like literally power right there? I have no idea how this works. We gotta, it's somehow not. Oh wait, no, I think it's because we just straight up don't have power. I think we actually do need to build a power source. Yeah, I'm sure this entire city can probably operate off of a single wind turbine for the time being. It's probably okay. No? How does this work? Okay, no, that did work. Okay, perfect. It should be far away from us. It produces incredible noise pollution. Yeah, but this is our cute little city. We gotta have a giant data center. We'll be in Chicago tomorrow. I'm so sorry. Good luck. I hope you're not gonna go to the south side. If you do, we'll hold a funeral for you or something, I guess. Oh, that should be fine. Perfect. So yeah, our entire electrical grid is powered by this one wind turbine, which is producing 6 megawatts of electricity. Now, granted, our city does not actually consume that much power. If you want to take a look right now, our city consumes 1.66 megawatts. Now, if I put a data center, as we should, that data center will consume probably too much power. Actually, it does produce a lot of noise pollution, it says. That's so funny. You know, so we're just going to see some and see what their trends are. Apparently, like sticks, like healers, and you like white and red. That sounds like a very white mage core aesthetic. Okay, wait, what is going on here? Oh shoot, when did I? Okay, let's see. I don't think I want these houses here. Let's get rid of that. That doesn't look aesthetic. Okay, so you can see that the houses are kind of a mishmash of variety and shapes, although then you have like rows of the exact same design like this. Try not to think about it too much, just kind of accept it. There's like a nice variety in the compactness of it all, but let's also add more housing. The people demand more housing, so we'll add more residential compact here. More here. They do want high density, but I'm not sure if I really want to add high density to this area. If I add high density to this zone, where would I even dump it? I guess in theory, you'd probably dump it. You could probably dump high density near the... No, I will fulfill every demand. What kind of mayor would I be if I did not do what my citizens asked of me? I don't even know what I would put here. I guess you could put like a park. Can I even afford the upkeep for a park? Oh shoot, we already have people dying. Okay, so I think we just do cremation. I can't afford a graveyard. Yeah, I think we can't really afford a graveyard, so crematorium it is. We'll just do a very small French crematorium. And just, I don't know. We could put the crematorium next to the school. That seems excessive. Oh, actually, wait, can I? Oh, I can slot it in right here. Perfect. So the crematorium is right next to the clinic, which is right next to the electronics store. Perfect. You need dedicated Latina lady budget. We don't have a Latina lady budget. You think we can afford that type of thing in this economy? You're crazy if you think we can. I'm trying to think what else I need to do. Probably could have added like a straight cut. I actually have like way more of a gap here than I thought, and I have no idea what to do with this giant zone. Okay, that's fine. Let's they want us to build industry, but there's not really a spot where I want to build industry. And I forgot to hook the expulsion port to the actual... Wait, what? What does that mean? Water pipe's not connected. Why is it... What do you mean? There's a water pipe there. What? Oh my god, it's not actually... It's actually not connected. What the heck happened here? Okay, there we go. I was like, what the heck does that mean? Okay, so we got that connected. That's all connected. This is taking in clean water. It's spitting out the nasty water. Hopefully soon. I don't know if this is working or not. You want to what now? You want to send the dead to the zoos for meat? No, we're not here to kill our citizens. All right, and then we're basically going to try to do the same thing here. Maybe we can do like a more high density area more towards the center as we keep this area to be a little more like low res or low density residential. And just like an insane person, we're going to put a house right up against this highway. Surely nothing bad will happen from this decision. However, in case you are worried about how this is going to pan out, what I will do is I will modify the nodes ever so slightly. Just gonna finagle this just a little out of the way so that, you know, we're not gonna run into... I should probably actually put a sound barrier. I just realized that might be important. Let's let the game run at like a decent speed. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's actually a little spooky. Yeah, it's probably fine. Okay. Put a nice sound barrier. There you go. So now the people won't be too annoyed about the giant noise coming from the highway behind them, right? Okay, also this is... would like this to be very thin. Okay, then I can add the other one. See? And then probably what I'll do is I'll put a park here, and then this small area will contain additional low density commercial areas is my guess. Could probably divide it into threes. Something like this is probably fine. And in the center, I don't know, I'll probably put like trees or something and make it look pretty. Is it the best way to do things? Probably not, but I think it's fine. We'll just plop down some trees and call it a day. Hello, Umi, how are you? Oh yeah, we'll just add some beautiful oak trees and make sure they're the most mature of the trees. Just like that. Okay, maybe I don't want to brush it. I kind of want to just plop it down. There you go. You got some trees. You got some other stuff. You got the cars. Look at the beautiful family mart. By the way, this thing is... or it's an office. This thing is a business building. Okay, so what other cool buildings do we want to throw in here? I thought I had an IKEA, but I guess I forgot to download the IKEA. And I don't really want to add any of these specialty buildings yet. We are still losing money, by the way, which is a concern, so we do need to figure that out quickly. I guess I forgot to download the IKEA asset. That's tragic. Badly. I hope... oh, geez. I hope you feel okay soon. I'm doing fine. Ray is suffering from a completely unrelated problem that... it's not fun, but she is kind of suffering from something. Horse races? We cannot build a horse thing here anywhere, by the way, if that's what you're asking. Oh, you know what? I think, would it make sense to put a medium residential housing by a elementary school? That's probably okay, right? What do you mean blame me? I didn't do anything. I'm being blamed for something I haven't done yet. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to extend out this way. So what I'm gonna do is, I think what we'll do is the same thing. We'll take this street here. We'll run it out a bit until I can figure out what we're gonna do. Okay, we should probably add some cool shapes. I think we don't have a lot of cool shapes yet. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm being blamed for something that I'm not responsible for. I can't believe this. I want to keep that 6 deep. But I also want to keep this about 3. That's 2. I think something like this probably makes a little more sense. Okay, unfortunately it's still very grid-like and it's boring. We need more design, we need more curves to our city, I think. I promise I don't know how to get some, I don't know how to design a nice curve that I want. And that's kind of the issue that I'm running into. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, since we built that there, we're gonna try to add some additional offices on the other side. We'll make them 6 deep again, because 6 deep seems to be pretty solid. And then we need more low residential, because the people demand it. I think behind this, what I'm gonna do, give space here. And this is a bit more of a... I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna upgrade this to a 4-lane. I think this entire one's gonna be 4-lane. No, we haven't built any industry yet. That's kind of like the other thing that's kind of a little silly. I haven't done that yet. It's 3 deep. We're gonna try mixed housing. I do like mixed housing design, like, you know, the mixed residential commercial zones. Those are very cute. And then a lot of these smaller areas that I can just kind of randomly fit in, we're gonna start adding in more stuff. So now we're gonna try to do weird. We're trying to do a little bit of weird design here. Also, hello Kyle, how are you? Okay, so for example, I know that this is gonna be 6 deep if I go here, but if I... let's see. Actually, I don't know where I was gonna go with that. Like, I can do this, but what if I want some 45-degree angles? We want some angles. We need some angles to make this look nice. Let's do this. We'll go here, and then this intersection, I am going to completely destroy. We're ready for this, so we're just gonna pick a street. We're gonna go here. So we're gonna do 4. I think we'll do 3. We can have 3 facing out that way. So if I do 3 facing out, okay. So what we'll do is we'll go here. We'll go 2, and then we're just gonna snap 2 tiles, and then we're just gonna make some weird angles like this. It's unnecessary. Curves probably make a little bit more sense, but I'm kind of just going with hard angles just because it seems a little different. Okay. just so it looks a little unique, you know what I mean? We can also have like small sections that jut out like this that we can then, I don't know, call it like, it's not quite a cul-de-sac, but I guess it kind of does operate in the same manner as a cul-de-sac would. And then as long as there's still 3 out there, that should be fine. I think it's actually a little too long. Okay, so I'm gonna put the mixed housing developments here as well. And then with our terribly bastardized grid that I have created, we are going to... So I think the goal is I should probably do 2 tile wide abominations. And yes, it will also be able to exit out through the other areas. That's fine. Whatever depth we have access to, we'll just roll with it. And not every single one of these needs a light. For example, this area definitely does not need a light. This is unnecessary. Just get rid of that light there. And then... it's fine. It functions. Just, I don't know. We'll make it work, I guess. This is gonna look awful. Oh, you know what else? You know what they really need? They need a small convenience store, just kind of like right here. Because I saw that one time and I was like, dang, that's a really cool idea. Just having a really miniature convenience store. I have done what others are not willing to do, and that's create art. I am creating art. Okay? We're creating art. Is it the best kind of art? No, it's the worst. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it, Ranu? Don't you love what I've done? I was just kind of curious to see what it would look like, so we're just kind of adding some weird designs. Okay, so they really want high density residential, but I don't really want to build high density residential. Is the other problem. What am I school? Wait. Oh, wait, here it is. Okay. Our revenue's still negative. We have 500 citizens. We gotta grind out another 49,500 before I'm pleased. I guess we should probably focus on some industry. The problem is I don't know where to build industry and what I did want to build for industry. Could probably build farmland unironically. Farms would not be the worst idea because it's easy and doesn't really make that much pollution. So let's see. Also, part of the issues with these buildings is for some reason they're like pathways just break and it just sounds no pedestrian access. Like, oh, that's not my problem. So I'm just gonna terminate those buildings until someone rebuilds them. Okay. You know what? We could put a data center right here. Data centers are industry, right? I'm sure that's fine. Let's save the game real quick. I still need a city name, so if anyone's got a good city name, let me know and I will... Let's do it. Let's put a data center. That's the whole point. We're adding data centers. Just like they're doing in the United States for some reason. Data centers everywhere. Okay, how much does this cost me to maintain? Does it actually do anything? Okay, so we have a network. We have perfect... Wait, our network quality sucks. Actually, that's really funny. I don't know if this thing's actually gonna do anything. Dystopia? Sure. Dystopiaville. Alright, excellent. This thing is eating all of our money, by the way. It also costs a lot to maintain. Oh my god, my income is crashing. Look at that. Okay, so then... Still need more people to live in this area is the main problem. It's gonna take a little bit. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Hold on. You see how there's all this variety in housing design? Just gonna get rid of that real quick. I have an idea. I'm gonna make this look terrible. Ready for this? There we go. Now that is dystopia right there. That is a dystopian aesthetic. Everyone with the same house. You go down the street and it's just... It's basically a company town, actually, now that I think about it. This is literally just a company town. I kind of want to... Actually, you know what? I kind of like that. I kind of like that horrible... This horrible idea. Hold on. Just gonna do that for all of these real quick. Yeah. Perfect. Wonderful. That looks terrible. Come live in this area near the data center. Everyone's got the same exact house. There's no individuality. Everything just conforms to the same general aesthetic. My god, that looks so cursed. Oh, right. The citizens need somewhere to park their cars because I think these actually don't come with a garage. Okay, we need to put a parking lot. Everyone needs parking lots. So, oh, you know what? The citizens can park their cars over here. That's actually perfect 6 tiles deep. So I can either add, let's see, what's the worst thing I can add? I can add a big old multi-story parking garage. But that seems probably unnecessary. But this one's also like kind of a 6-story. This one looks kind of nice. I actually don't mind this one. Yeah, I don't actually mind. Or no, actually no. Since we can't afford a lot of money, we should probably just put a giant flat lot. Ooh, wait, I could tear apart all of this and just add a giant parking lot. Oh, the true American way, just adding a giant amount of asphalt for no reason other than the fact that you can. Also, I hate that none of these are 6 deep. They're all odd numbers, like 7 or 5. I guess you could put like the solar paneled parking lots. What other weird lots do I have? Small parking building. I guess this one's probably fine. This one doesn't hold that much though. 6. I could add a gravel lot. Let's see. No, we're gonna have to. We need to put a proper parking lot here. I don't like any of these. They all kind of suck. Like you can slap in like very small parking lots. Like realistically, you'd probably need one here. You'd probably need one somewhere around here-ish as well. The question is where? Where would we put a parking lot? Oh, actually, you know what else we'll do? Since this is a very small building, I'm just gonna cut right through that. Perfect. And then we can put a parking lot. Okay. So I'm trying to avoid putting the double, like any stackable parking lots. I'd rather just put like the... I guess this is probably fine. These are kind of expensive to maintain though. I think cheap. Yeah, the citizens want parking. So we could probably just add... Oh. This is like... Do you really want to be in a giant parking lot? Like right across the street from a family mart and like your office space? Probably not. That seems really awkward, doesn't it? It's probably fine. Trying to get this snap to the other section. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Everyone's happy that I'm putting... Except for that one guy who did a thumbs down. Okay. Oh my gosh, this game is so laggy. Okay, so there we go. So the city's functioning. We got our elementary school going. We are still losing incredible amounts of money because we're using it to fund... We gave the server farm a lot of tax breaks. We're gonna call this big data big data cameras. So I don't have a fun name for this yet. And that thing is just consuming... Oh my god, it eats up so much resources. It's so useless. It doesn't do anything useful. It just consumes. All right, we're gonna expand out so we can maybe build some farming industry because I need some form of industry to keep ourselves from going insane. So we'll just buy these 2 tiles here. Okay. So if I can find a way to hook this into the grid, we can maybe add... Actually, that's probably fine. Why don't we do... Can I build parallel to this? I'm just trying... Okay, so here's my idea. I think we'll actually flow from this one here rather than the other one, and then we'll try to build... Let's see, can I build a path that's like straight? Well, that's about parallel, right? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a nice simple curve flowing from here. We'll hook into this thing. And then it's a little sharp. That's a little too sharp, actually. I don't like that. There's got to be a better way to do this. What we'll do is we'll go straight a little bit further down. Nope. I guess there's not really any easy way to make this look pretty. All right, so in that case, why don't we just operate like this. I think if we just curve it in more. Okay, aside from this, which is a little awkward. What's wrong, Zen? You don't like my beautiful house? Trust me, the people demand data centers, right? That's what I'm being told by local politicians, that everyone wants data centers in their neighborhoods. Surely they wouldn't lie to me. Surely they have our best interests at heart, right? Of course they would. How could I ever doubt big government? Okay, that's probably fine for now. Okay, so the goal is we're gonna run this street until this is basically a frontage road for all intents and purposes. And we're gonna actually crank it down to about I'm gonna crank this down to like a 2-lane. Yeah, we're gonna crank this down into a 2-lane, and then we'll have it just flow straight. It's fairly parallel to the main street, which is what I want. And then we're gonna turn this area into giant farms, because that's what the people need. They need farms. Okay, so we're gonna use the pre-existing creation here to... Oh, jeez. Yeah, you can see here, like, this section of the road, like, I don't know what happened, but the networking broke. Probably because I didn't have some of these settings turned on, so we'll do this real fast. That should fix it. See there, that's how you get the clean grid, because I know Ron was asking about that earlier. Okay, since this area is going to be a little jankier, we should probably just afford to put a nice street connection here. And then... Okay, so what we'll do is, why don't we have this run down a little bit about here. This one we can have connect in from here. And then we'll just have to curve it in. Look at that, beautiful. Okay, so let's build our first farm. Okay, what are we actually growing here? It's time for industry. Okay. I'm trying to remember how to make fancy industry. Wait, is there actually... Can you actually grow anything here? Hold on, I forgot to check the fertility. Land fertility. Okay, so for some reason this section is not fertile, but I'm pretty sure I downloaded a mod that allows me to just paint it to be... Let's see. Should be able to just add the resources there, unless I forgot to install that, in which case we are not going to be able to do that. Okay, maybe not. I thought I had a mod that allows me to paint the terrain to add that type of thing. What do you think of our city so far? Would you live here? Or is it not have enough fun things for you to do? Okay, these are props. I'm looking for... That's the water tool, vegetation. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I can make this area completely fertile. We're gonna make this entire inner area nice and fertile land. So if I go back here, I should be able to see. Perfect. So now we can grow crops and it'll be perfectly fine. All right. Also, the music died again, so I gotta find something else to listen to. What do you want to listen to for music? I guess that's not gonna kill me. Let's do Animal Crossing City Folk. That's probably fine. That's very appropriate for this. Ugh. By the way, I think next week we'll try to do the PME after all. It's gonna be a little bit. I'm gonna spend a lot of time preparing the RimWorld and also Fire Emblem, but I think I can probably do it. So for those of you who've been waiting for the PME for like an eternity, your wait is almost over. It only took me forever to get around to doing it. Okay, let's do grain farming. Okay. Oh, perfect. It's just exact. Wait, what? That's fine. Okay, so I should be able to do this. Let's add this here. Beautiful grain farm. Okay, then we're gonna paint it all in. Okay, so let's turn off all the snapping tools and let's start painting this exactly what we have to do. It's not perfect squares, obviously, because I'm kind of just haphazardly doing this, but it'll be fine. And we'll just delete that extra resource thingy at some point. The little thing underneath is unnecessary. Oh. You can go underneath. You'll be fine. People grow stuff under highways all the time. And this is gonna probably kickstart our industry by a significant amount, which is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so there's our first grain farm. All right, so that's gonna produce us some beautiful crops. And let's also put another one down on this side, because this is our first set of industry. We did need industry. I believe these are just props. I don't think these do anything, but they look kind of nice. While we're at it, why don't we just buy the other tile that's right next to it? Huh, I guess the tiles are free. That's interesting. Okay. If the tiles are free, let me also just buy everything around this general vicinity. I want this one, and this one, and this one. That way I have more easy room to work with. Okay. Gosh. This really does look dystopian. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for anyone who has to live here. Good lord, I really am a terrible city builder. It's kind of a mess. You got some random mid-level... Okay. We also need to put some... This one's broken too. Let's just kill that. Oh, you know, we need a park, don't we? The citizens demand entertainment. So, in the interest of keeping them happy, I will provide them... I don't know, a park? Ooh, can I fit anything in this specific area that's like 6th size? A lot of these are just too big for what I want it to do. There's a lot of these parks. Oh, here we go. Take your dog to the dog park. That is right behind the giant office buildings. Your pet will love you for it. Okay, perfect. That's what I want to do. And then also, this area is a bit of a disaster, so why don't we clean this up too? I've been, like I said, I like city builders. I just don't get a chance to play them too often, just because it is a little hard to find time to play them all the time. So when I do get a chance to play them, gotta take the opportunity. Okay. Also, because we need money, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put in a let's see here. Where's the button to do policies? You used to be able to do like a policy that just sets your parking cost throughout the entire city at like a very high amount. I have no idea where that button is because the buttons in this thing just keep disappearing. Like everything just changes and I have no idea where anything is ever again. How tragic. This music's putting me to sleep. Was it districts? I could have sworn you could have done like the whole city. Okay. Well, that sucks. Let's do... Tomodachi Life? I've not listened to Tomodachi Life music in forever. I could have sworn there was a citywide policy at some point, but maybe I'm just hallucinating things. Oh my gosh, I forgot the houses. I forgot we were building houses here. Okay. Yeah, I forgot I was doing some terrible designs. Again, I'm trying to imagine this being built by like an insane person who was given the rights to build a city, who probably should not have had any rights to build a city whatsoever. And that's kind of the theme that we're going with. Okay, so let's go here. So, I'm actually not that incompetent at designing cities. I just think it's funny to try to design something that's completely nonsensical. It's incredibly dumb, but trust me, it makes sense. Okay, so there's our final grid here. This is very awkward at 5, which is not ideal. So I can either crank this up to 4, or we could just roll with the 5. Okay, so I think what we'll do is I will do a very simple... Oh, the grid broke! No! All right, I gotta fix that. I don't like it when the grid breaks. It annoys me to no end. Okay. Be able to build this straight out. All right, perfect. I think the grid's correct, so in that case, we can add more very simple housing like this. And then on this street, we can add very simple low-density commercial to kind of fill in. We'll use the NA one this time around, so at least there's a bit of visual variety. They still want more industry, but I don't want to build factories in my beautiful, pristine area. If I'm going to build factories, I'll probably put it up... Oh, actually, probably don't want to do it up there. I think we'd put the factories over here. There's a lot of ports here, and you might notice there's like a lot of rail. So this is actually I think a good spot for industry. If we can get around to putting industry there, but it's a little too far, so for now, we got this singular grain farm. that's producing us $2,000 a month, which is 1/10 of the minimum you like 1/30th of the amount you need to pay for the big data center. God, why did I build a data center? Can I turn off the data center? What do you mean the water box not connected to the network? Isn't this hooked up? Okay, I don't know why this thing is whining. Hold on. Oh, you know, it's because I didn't need a water network. I didn't need a water pipe there. That's why. You only need like you only need the poop pipe. So if you put the water pipe, it's gonna start whining. Because that's what real people do. Unironically, I hate the fact that that's a real statement. Yeah, we're just doing what real people would do and just add an entire data center for no reason and give it all the tax breaks. Okay, so my monthly balance is negative 221,000. I actually make 50,000 from taxes now, primarily through residential taxes. So we just need to find a way to if we just build more houses, more people will move in, which makes us more money. So obviously the solution is just build more, right? Okay, what else do we need? We need we need a high school. High schools are kind of expensive, so we'll just put a let's see, I don't know how big the JP high school is. We'll find somewhere to put it. Here we go. Wow, that is if I put this high school here, is that extreme? Or is that just correct? That eats up a lot of... I mean, it's probably okay, right? Because this entire area here is also usable buildable spots, so I want to actually use that. Alright, new strategy. Here's where I'm gonna put it. Just gonna plop down a giant high school right here. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we need. Okay. So we've got a high school, we got an elementary school, we don't need a college. What we need are more willing citizens to move into our city so that they too can, you know, contribute to society. In fact, I don't think I want this to be commercial. I think actually what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make these... I think we'll leave it as the compacts, but we'll... Actually, no, why don't we do row houses? I think row houses would actually look kind of nice in this back section here. I think that'd actually be fine. Let's do row houses. I think row houses are medium. Let's see. I kind of like the Dutch ones, if I remember correctly. I think the Netherlands row housing looked really nice. We'll just put a giant stack like this. Erase here. Exactly. The people need spaces to move around. Okay. So far so good. Okay, so now let's actually fix this thing, which I have not hooked up into any proper grid. I wonder if it's because I did not snap it to this street, which may or may not actually be the real root cause. It might actually be the root cause. Let's see, if I replace this with a one-way alley, I might be able to fix this. Let's see. Okay, let's delete this. Let's try fixing this. How are you doing, Goldenrod? Hopefully you're having a good evening too. Okay, so we're gonna rebuild the road. Okay, so that's fine. And then all I'm gonna do is can I move this so it snaps correctly? Yes, okay, so now it snaps correctly. And then we're gonna turn this into a... How do I turn this into a bus road only lane? I cannot remember the option. I could have sworn there was an option for this. Oh, you have to build it okay, wait, hold on. I think you can upgrade like this. No? I could have sworn there was a way to make a road. Can you not do it for alleys? I guess you can't. That's super weird. Turning traffic, emergency vehicles, and public transit only. I could have sworn... Maybe you can't do it for this. Okay, hold on. In that case... Oh, this is awkward. Kind of messes up my initial design. Let's see. How would I fix this? Because unfortunately this road is already connected. I can't really upgrade this. I want to keep it... Oh, you guys guess you can't. I guess you can't do that to a one-way lane. Can I? What if I replace it with a one-way road? Yeah, see, a one-way road's a little too heavy now. Oh no, it doesn't work. All right, let's get rid of this. There's gotta be a solution. Hold on. So at the bare minimum, let's see. What are my options? Or what if we eschew buses and embrace trams? Right, buses or trams? Let's put it to a poll. How about this? If you want to vote and help contribute to the design of the city, inner city transit, bus, tram. I'll give it like 5 minutes if you want to help me decide, and then we'll work around that. But yeah, otherwise I'd have to put like a smaller bus station here. Actually, this one looks kind of nice. Maybe we just use this one instead of the big one. That's probably fine. Oh, hey, look, there's a fire. Where's our fire station? Is it doing something? I sure hope it is. Otherwise, that entire building's going in flames. Oh, it did do something perfect. Okay, so they still want more light residential, which I am struggling to find places to provide. I need to figure out where we're gonna put that. That's fine. We'll let it run. By the way, here's our farm, so at least this is making money. Let's also add another one here. I think I was gonna put in... Probably just add more grain. Just general rice fields. Or carrots or something. Normally I would probably make it like actual squares, but I'm a little lazy today. Again, I'm trying to build fast and not dwell on the details, because every time I play a game like this, I dwell on the details far too long, and we never get anything done in city builders, you know what I mean? Let's slap down... Probably slap down another grain farm. Probably put it like... I'll just put it here. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll do the same thing here, so we'll just go... 1, 2... We'll just kind of follow the predefined curvature that was made for us, essentially. And then we'll delete it later. Because it is kind of nice that you can build underneath the highway. I think that's a really cute little... Or like build around it. Whoever designed this map did a really good job, because you can see I really like how the train just kind of flows above, and you know, you can build around it just like that. Okay, perfect. See, look at that. Now we have 2 farms making cool things for us. We could probably add some houses in that general area later, but for now, let's focus on this. So what I think I want to do is I do want to have access to this area here. So my choices are, I can upgrade this road, which I probably will actually upgrade this road. Or we can leave this as is, and we can try to make a slip road that flows out this way from this intersection. That would probably be the weirdest design. And it probably makes the least amount of sense in real life. But at the same time, I think it'd be kind of neat. So basically what I'm talking about is if I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'm gonna see if it works. If I build a road, let's see. It flows like here. Ooh, that's kind of awkward. That's super awkward. Probably something like, okay, so we'd have to go, I want it to go straight like this. And then we'd curve around. And then you could probably go straight. Or we could probably go curve. I think we'll curve it, I think. Let's see, find the 90. Oh, actually, no, we could probably just go straight, actually. What would you put in here? Like, realistically, what would you put in this area? A cul-de-sac? Yeah, sure, why not? The true American experience, living in a cul-de-sac by the mountain. Ooh, look at that. That looks so bad. Okay. Do I have node controller? I don't know if I have node controller. Oh, wait, you can make super nodes with this tool? Holy cow, wait, that's insane. Okay. I mean, it could be worse. It's not the worst thing I've ever done, right? Oh, Jesus Christ, that looks terrible. What if I... Maybe instead of like a full... Oh, shoot. No! Oh my god. I messed up. What if instead of a full-size road, we replace it with an alley? I think an alley would probably make a lot more sense. So we're just going to build this out again, straight across. That's all reconnected. And what if we just convert this into alleys? I think the alley probably looks a little better. You know what? I think the alley is probably fine. This area is probably a little more out of the way and hard to reach. And that's a tide pole, so now I really don't know what I'm doing. Cool. I trusted you all to make a decision, and now you're making me make a decision. Okay. Alright, so why don't we put one of the fancy houses here? Okay, something small. A rock musician's house? Wait, no, I'm pretty sure I have some nice downloaded assets. Let me look real quick. Let's see. I'm pretty sure I have a nice one sitting around that I could probably utilize. 3x2. No. Okay, maybe I don't like any of these, actually. Actually, hold on. No, I think we probably want something a little nicer. I think these are not ideal. Alright, let's pick a nice housing asset. What do we got? Frankfurt, Imperial Heights Apartments. You could put a giant tower. Do we want to just put a giant tower in the middle of the city for no reason? I guess a painter mansion probably makes a lot of sense here. Yeah, okay, so you have like a small painter's mansion there. This is like where the rich people live, the fancy, we got money, so we can live far away from everyone else type of folk. Yeah, alright, that's fine. Okay, and something broke here. Oh, Jesus Christ, what happened here? I gotta rebuild that road again. Okay, this music's driving me crazy. I need to find something else to listen to. Already did The Sims. What's something else? Nintendo music is such a brain turn-offy that I don't want to keep listening to it all the time, but it's also like the safest thing to play on stream because generally they're not going to care what you're listening to, if that makes sense. All right, let's try this one. All right, let's try to connect this together. We'll turn on this tool. There we go. Okay. I think that looks fine, right? Okay, so you drive up here. There's all the nice houses are here. You got the fancy person mansion. You got the other mansion. I think that looks perfectly fine, right? We got a lot of medium housing. We're collecting a lot more in taxes again, which is great. We don't have a lot for commercial. We just need more people. We have less than 2,000 folks. It's not enough. All right. So what we'll do is I will extend this road by a decent margin. And from here... Okay, no, I think what we'll do is a straight. We'll do a straight. And then I think from here, we'll try to do something a little different. Let's try to do a nice curve. Like this. And then we'll curve this one out slightly. Just kind of follow the sand. And then over here, we'll have it curve out and follow... More or less follow the river, I think, is kind of the plan. If I could stop making it do 90-degree angles, that'd be great. And the reason is that it should be able to hook into this road. Basically, it's another access point to get to this, like, frontage road, right? So the frontage road's got two access points. You got here and here, and then... I think here you'd probably expect... I want to actually make this a little prettier. I think I actually want to make this like a nice, relaxing play beach instead of this rocky outpost. But for now, I'll leave it. But what I will do is... I think you'd probably find parking for this in real life. Just kind of hanging out here. So I will actually upgrade this section of the street to a beautiful parking lot alley. Right, like this. Yeah. See? And then The citizens can come by and enjoy a nice, I don't know, playing by this thing, I guess. You could probably put like a park or two to kind of get citizens kind of hanging out there, but for now, that's okay. Okay, so we still are waiting for more of the houses to be built, but now we have more room to add a small neighborhood, which was the whole plan. And this is the area where it's going to get a little janky because I have decided that we're just going to be a little messy at this stage here. Maybe we don't turn that on. Why don't we turn these back on? So I could put an entire road like this around the backside of the high school. And then, let's see, let's just... That's probably fine, okay. I think that looks fine, right? And then we're gonna start dividing this up into smaller subsections to maximize our housing area. Right? I think we'll actually, oh, I have an idea. Let's try like let's try making this like super dense actually. Yeah, actually that's a good idea. I wanna make this like super dense. Super ultra dense housing area here is the plan. But I don't wanna, let's see, one. I also want to try to leave some area here, so we're gonna have like a bit of variety in just like the area, and it is gonna be a little janky because you might have noticed the grid kind of broke. That's kind of expected. This area, the grid breaking doesn't really matter too much. This area, I am expecting to just be completely nonsensical. Let's see, so could we do a 45? Probably not, but I think what I can do is I want to build this out here. Like this. Let's do a nice curve like this, and then it hooks into this. Perfect, that looks terrible. Excellent, that's exactly what I'm aiming for. So I think what I can do is if you use the super dense Japanese housing option. Oh, we're gonna plop it down myself. Hold on. Let's see, we're just gonna filter this. You know what's really weird? When they came out with the Japanese housing pack, building pack, for whatever reason, they didn't make any ultra small options. Like housing, if you ever look at like a neighborhood like from the sky, it's like super cramped without a lot of green space, but for whatever reason they put a lot of like empty blank space on the normal plots. I'll show you an example. So the normal plot for like say a 4x4 is like this. Like there's a lot of unnecessary space that you wouldn't find in like, unless you're in the more out there areas. Who was live and found you? Nice. Well, welcome Zilav747. I am building a very janky city. Trust me, we're putting data centers everywhere. Look, we even built a data center right from the get-go, and we cannot afford this data center. It's super expensive. So I'm trying to quickly build more houses so I can build a tax base that can support the data center. But anyways, yeah, like a lot of the weird housing stuff just didn't make sense when they came out with the pack. Like, here's a 3x6. It just has a lot of like backspace that's unnecessary. So someone came out with a modified housing pack that's a lot more, I guess, makes sensey. Prime example, let's see, we're gonna crank this down to like 1x1. So now you have like the ultra dense 1x1s like this, right? And then there's not a lot of them, but you got like 3 varieties. So I could probably just do something like 1. I'm just gonna kind of plop them down at like random intervals, kind of like this. We'll leave this corner here, and I'll show you why in a second. And then we put the other one just to add a bit of variety. The other one here. I think these actually look a lot of the same, but that's okay. So like here's your 1v1, like your 1x1s, which is, you know, it's interesting to look at anyways. Kevin Alert, yeah, exactly. Kevin, did I make grids? Yeah. We have some grids, and then we have some of this weird stuff that I've been putting together. So that's kind of like how you can do like the 1x1s. It's a little awkward, but if you want to try 1x1s, you can. That's fine. And then I think the rest of this interior, we're just gonna let the game decide whatever it wants to put down, and hopefully it'll be fine. They still want me to build high density, but I don't really want to build high density. Should I do it? Should I just build high density? Just one high density building? A single tower for our needs? I think Ron was gonna be like, no, don't do it, resist the urge. But me, I'm like, but it's so tempting. Why is Goldenrod a road? Oh, that's automatic. I'm not naming these. These are being named by itself. Currently building Western Virginia Roanoke style build called Iris County. Several small medium-sized towns that create a huge metro due to the geo. I actually like that idea a lot. I'm a huge fan of building smaller settlements that all interconnect to each other. So that's a cool concept, honestly. I dig it. I'm not dealing with too much traffic yet, right? Like the traffic hasn't completely collapsed on itself. We do need more parking. Oh, right, we're gonna do the bus. Everyone voted. You all voted like even. So I guess I'm just gonna build a simple bus stop here. Is probably okay. I think what we'll do is we'll go here. Oh, I'll make this like a 1 lane. So again, we're gonna do the same thing that I was planning on doing earlier. So we're gonna do this. Actually, yeah, no, I have an idea. We can make a really pretty bus stop. What if we just put this here? No, don't snap it. Just let it. Okay, maybe snap it a little bit. Okay, maybe snap here. Turn off snap. I can rotate this a couple times. No, I hate making diverging diamonds mostly because I'm too lazy to make them all the time. So it flows right in and then flows right out, using Applegate Street as the entryway. I'd rather build the larger ones, but I kind of like some of the other ones. Like this one looks kind of just ugly. A city bus station. That's a little too big. Oh, but you can put some. Let's see, local bus station. Can't fit in here. It's too big now. Could build our own bus station. With multiple architectural designs with the same layout. How do I change the design? Why did it sink itself into the ground? I'm sorry, what? Hello. Can you not? What? Why did it sink itself? Is that the design? It's supposed to sink itself? I don't like that. Can we not sink into the ground? I've heard when things don't sink into the ground unnecessarily. But I guess this one, technically, that's the design. Because it's supposed to... Oh, it is a sunken terminal. An above-grade concourse allows direct access to buses while crossing over traffic. Oh, okay. So it's... I see. I kind of like that, I guess. Oh, you know what? I guess this is probably okay. Hold on. If we put it, like, right in the center... How do I prevent people from falling into this? That's the ultimate question. What are my other choices? I'm actually burning a lot of money because you don't actually get that much of a refund for deleting it. You can do... oh, network tools on work for design. Okay. I actually do have network tools installed. I found out how to get it. So, because I know it's in still closed beta. If I put this here... I mean, this is probably okay. It's kind of boring to put this here, but it might be fine. I mean, it's up to you if you're like streaming. I like streaming. I stream a lot, so that's why we're streaming this. I mostly stream on Twitch, but YouTube is also a thing I've been streaming to for quite a bit. You know what you should do? Just play Greg Tech on your way home. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't know if I like this bus stop, but it does the job. How many stops does this thing actually have? Oh my god, I can put more. Oh my lordy. I think this is actually not the correct design for this area. I want something that like fits in. But a lot of these are a little too big. Like the local probably would have been okay, but it's a little chunky. And this one's got like multiple designs. I don't know how that's supposed to operate. We could make our own custom bus station. Whoa, that is chunky. I don't actually like a lot of I actually don't like a lot of these designs. Because we're not doing a subway. I guess we just put the small one. Is probably okay. Yeah, that's probably fine. We'll make this work. Sure. Okay, so now we gotta find a way to hook this into the everything. So, okay, here's the fun part. We get to design a bus station together using the power of bus roads. Just add more trees. Exactly. Like, my plan is to literally just add more trees. I love adding trees to things. I love trees. Wasn't this obvious? I thought it was obvious. I'm a sucker for trees. Okay, maybe we gotta curve it in there somehow. Let's see. Let's try this again. Let's turn these off, and then we'll do bus road with the complex curve I think is correct. I mean, ooh, wow, that looks awful. Okay. The Rage game? What do you mean the Rage game involving trees? I'm not familiar with that game. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want to just make the buses do like hard rights. Trees hate you? Is this literally a game where trees hate me and they're trying to kill me? Is this Animal Crossing but like evil? Is this evil Animal Crossing? Okay. Actually, you know what? I think actually the right way to use this is not to make this like at a right angle with the road, but you just grab it and just like, I don't know, just rotate it. Yeah, I think the correct way to actually use this design is you rotate it until you find. Oh, you know what? Hold on, wait a second. I might be onto something here. Hold on, how does this look otherwise? Okay, never mind. That's terrible. That's a terrible idea. Okay. You said one apple to have one lane for bus. No, so this is going to strictly be a bus road. The plan is to never have. Yeah. It's local example of Wooden Paradox only explains why, but they're the best net lanes decals surface in the game ever. Wait, which mod is that one you're talking about again? Network Tools doesn't have it. Is there a mod for actual like for like net lanes and stuff for the decals? Because I would be very interested in that type of thing. I don't like any of it. I guess I technically just have to use this. This is probably the safest thing to use. I could use a small bus station, but it's so tiny with only 3 platforms that I guess for this area it's probably okay. It just seems like kind of a waste to put this here. You know what I mean? Like, this seems like such a waste of space. But I guess it's okay. We'll try to make it look pretty. We'll, oh wait, I know what I can do. You put parks. You put parks next to it and make it look nice. Yeah, like the bus station can have like a playground next to it, and I don't know. All this other small parks that I can just kind of jam, whatever I can jam in here. Wait, better idea than a food court. I have a better idea. First of all, let's we can add a kiosk here. So this one adds this actually is like a cafe. Perfect. Okay, so where would we need the bus stops realistically? Probably put one around here in front of this office park on Beechwood, and then we can loop around in front of the high school, and then probably put one down here on Waverly. Yeah, there's modular buildings in this. It's quite nice. Okay, so let's put bus stops. I kind of like the shelters. Ooh, we'll put the architectural bus stops because it looks pretty. So we'll put one here. Put one. Probably don't want to put. I don't want to put one on the main street here. Let's see. Look at his packs. They're amazing. I'll have to take a look at the packs then. Put one in front of the high school is my guess. Or we can put it like on this corner. We'd also have to do it on the other side because I like having like a double loop. So you have one on each side. Put one here. Probably put one in front of the school. I'd probably put one over here. I'd probably put one more here. The data center doesn't get its own bus stop. I'm not gonna give it the joy of a bus stop. No, I guess technically you would have a bus stop for the data center. Yeah, that's probably fine. All right. All right, so we're just gonna build our bus lines. So we got 2, we got 3. So we'll use one for, we'll use the upper one for, we'll use the upper one for clockwise. So that means okay, so we're using, if we're going clockwise, we'll go data centers last, I think. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, finish here, and then loop back, and that's the final. And then, oops. And then we'll do the second one. This will be counterclockwise. This one starts here, loops down here. The surfaces are the highest quality I've ever seen. Is the cars are excellent for blending road and grass and road wear, and all net lanes are 3. That's great. I do need to look at that. I do like finagling with net lanes, but I haven't done that type of thing since City Skylines 1, honestly. And I haven't played City Skylines 1 in eternity. Okay, I need to name this specific district. I gotta give it a name. What are we calling it? All right, this thing needs to be strictly bus traffic, or can I not convert this? Do I have to destroy it and then rebuild it? How does this work? All right, I delete this, and then we're gonna rebuild it again because apparently I can't make this just a simple, easy to do road. The game just for some reason will not let me make this any easier. Okay, so it is actually just a fairly small road. That's super annoying. Hold on. Screw this. I'm gonna build this myself. Yeah, I can't upgrade it to what I want. I'm gonna build it myself. Hold on. Screw this. This is way easier. Let's rebuild. I am curious to see how you build your commuter stations, because my commuter stations are always a little janky because I'm not very good at designing them. Here's my plan. I'm gonna take this option, and then we're gonna use Road Builder specifically for this street, and I'm gonna convert both of these strictly for buses. If I do this right, this should be fine. And then we're gonna, oh wait, yeah, and then this one, kill that. We don't need that. Okay, it's still too wide. I do want pedestrians on it, so I think we just terminate one of the lanes. And then no parking, extra wide. Could allow bikes. This is a mod that I'm using to make this function like this. Uh-oh. That's fine. If you see funny errors, you can just ignore it. It's totally okay. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, so that's, maybe this one doesn't have grass. That's probably okay. Use small train station, add ticket booth upgrade, go find it. There's Pavilion 3. Okay, let me see if I can find your Pavilion 3. Let's see. City stations pack. Oh wait, wrong option. Let me reset all my filters real quick. Pavilion. I'm probably spelling it incorrectly. I want it to be, so it's strictly designed to be bus only because I only want it to push in this way. Oh, this pavilion. That is a really nice. That's like, that is actually kind of a nice piece of oh, because it's got the glass. Ooh, that is quite nice actually. I can see why you're using that. Okay, we gotta actually build a. Oh, smaller. Okay. No, so the plan is I don't want the bus to attach to the highway directly, because right now this is for inner city. Like, I want it to be able to loop around on the inside. Smaller? Oh, is it this one? I think this is the one you're talking about, right? Yeah, I think this is the one you're referring to. Yeah, I can see this looking really pretty if you just put it down in the right spot. I don't have a use for it right now, but it is quite nice. I usually do a lot of my decorating after I kind of get the core build going, and then I'll come back and decorate. Okay. So we have public transit, except we don't actually have any buses because we got to build a bus depot. So let's go build a bus depot. We can... This is compact, they say. Okay. I don't believe that for a second. I guess we'll put the bus depot right by... Yeah, actually, no. This makes sense. You would probably put a bus depot kind of near the school. Because, like, in real life, I've seen this where it's like the school does have the bus depot really nearby, really close by. And someone's probably going to yell at me for saying depot incorrectly. Or it's not depot, it's depot or something like that. Is it? I'm pretty sure it's depot. I'm pretty sure I'm not crazy. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced depot. We'll put a bunch of trees here. There we go. Look at that. That looks kind of nice. You got a dog park. No, play City Skylines. It's quite nice. Okay, so I'm gonna district this. I'm gonna name it something. Let's pull up the district. Let's pull up the districting tool. It probably is a potato argument. Okay, so we're gonna district this whole area now. I need to give this region, I need to give this area a name. I need to give it like a cool sounding area. Should I name the districts after people, like in chat, or should I just give it a name that I feel is appropriate? I think this area is going to be a little higher class. So what I'm going to do is I will snap here now. And then we'll go up here. Something like this is probably fine. Okay. Depot, it's when people call you a creep. Oh, because it sounds like pedo or something. All right, I guess we'll call this area, let's see, what's a good Japanese sounding name for this nonsense? You don't... Okay, that's fair. I know you don't like this game very much, Umi. I know. Let's see. Trying to think. What do I want to call this? Call you a creep for saying it your way. It's not depot because it's so weird. People say I have a lot of weird, like I pronounce things weird. Like the other day, I didn't know how to pronounce a chasm or chasm, and it was like I was saying a chasm, but apparently the correct way to say it is chasm, and I was like, oh, interesting. I guess we'll call this I don't know. I'll come up with a name later. We're gonna make parking expensive. We're gonna charge parking fees, which for some reason I cannot adjust. I don't know why. Oh, here we go. And then let's see. So I want to crank up that parking fee. You want to park in the road? You got to pay $30 dues. That's fine. It's character. No, it's character, not character. What? All right. This seems okay for now. So they still want more light housing. I think the game actually will not spawn one by one housing. I think that's actually the way the game operates. So what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna randomly, I guess, plop these down again and just, you know, hope that it looks okay. And then we'll do the other one too. So we'll grab this one. This is probably one that needs to be a little more common. And then we'll grab the other one, which is the one with the thing jutting out on the left side, which is this blue one. Chasm? I don't know. I always, because I read it, I was like, it's probably pronounced chasm. And then they're like, no, it's chasm. I'm like, oh, okay. Why is... There we go. Put that back. Come on. Sometimes you gotta like build it a bunch of times. Okay, so these houses... Look at how cramped this area is. I think this area needs a parking lot. Actually, no. You would actually have small parking lots, because I know all over if you're like in Japan, there's a lot of like tiny parking lots that you would just like randomly find if you need to park your car. So I think we'll actually try to put, we don't have the ones that have like the commercial signage, unfortunately. I believe those are like assets that I just have not bothered installing. So we can at least put down small lots like this tiny parking lot, like right there. And that's probably good enough. And that should be okay. Okay, we're still negative by 351,000. It's actually because we're importing too much electricity, so we do need to actually start generating our own power now. All right, it's time to build a power system. So we can't afford a nuclear power plant. That's also way too expensive. We could, oh my gosh, the solar power plants. That's a little too much space. Geothermal would be ideal if I can find any spot for this, but there's not any groundwater, so you can't really do this. Coal, gas. We could put more wind turbines. We're consuming 11. That's the problem. Okay, so hold on a minute. So if I add... Okay, so what if we just add upgrades to this? If I add these upgrades, what is our production upgrade to? This thing is producing 10. So that gets us kind of close to being self-sufficient. What if I just add another wind turbine? That's probably okay. It's probably nonsensical, but it's probably fine. They don't need to be attached to the road. They just need to hook to the power grid. Also, hello there, Gravity the Weirdo. How are you doing, comrade? Welcome to my wacky city build. How are you doing? I can't do the shout out because let me do that in a second. Thank you for doing the shout out. I appreciate it. How was your stream? What were you playing? Let me see what you're up to. I'm kind of curious. Games and demos. How was your stream? Also, hello there, Chrono Blitz weirdos wandering in. Are you all strange weirdos doing weird things? Oh, Galaxy Angel. Okay, how was it? I don't think I've played Galaxy Angel myself. If it sounds like a little like an older JRPG, which my guess is that it probably is. Galaxy Angel is a Bishoujo meta series composed of anime, manga, and dating sims. Okay, yeah, it is. That sounds about right. Okay, I kind of had an inkling. How are you doing? Welcome to our little city that I'm putting together. It is kind of janky, but it's very much... Oh, shoot. We need a police here. All right, I was going to put more Kobans. That's right. That's the thing I forgot. Let's put more Kobans. It's also space RTS. That's actually kind of cool. Well, I'm glad you had fun with it. Hopefully you're having a good evening and you're not, you know, suffering too much. We're building a cute little kind of pseudo-Japanese themed city. There's just a bunch of like wacky things that I'm slapping together to make it like a functioning city, but yeah, if it functions, it functions. I probably did not need 2 Kobans there. That probably does not make sense. Let's not put that Koban there. We probably will need to put an actual proper police station somewhere, but for now, I think just the Kobans are aesthetically fine. Because you can slot them in like the weirdest spots. Like you can just put one there. So now I've got 3. And we'll probably put a small township somewhere here later, but I haven't done that yet. Space RTS also sounds like a wonderful time. And thank you for the follow. So when rants. Okay, so I will never stream rants primarily because I don't want to get banned. Okay? Rants is not a game that you can just play on Twitch. It's probably on the list of banned games by Twitch. Like if I Google it, hold on. Twitch banned games. Let's see. You're suggesting heresy. Let me see. I'm actually kind of curious. Is this actually... Let's see what's banned. Wait, that's so funny. Rants isn't on the banned list, but you got games like Honey Pop 1 and 2. And basically everything made by Illusion. That's really funny. I don't think they've actually updated this in forever. They kind of just, I'm pretty sure they just kind of lump it into the whole use your best judgment and just don't play porn on stream. That's basically what it is. But wow, yeah, I'm surprised that Yandere Simulator's on this list. Yeah, I'm more surprised Yandere Simulator's on this list more than anything. That's really funny. Yeah. No Yandere simulatoring here, else you're gonna incur the wrath of... So I kinda want to build a high-rise. I shouldn't build a high-rise, but I am kind of tempted to just put, like, a decent-sized apartment building here. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't. But I could. It fits perfectly in here. What would the... Okay, so logically, why would a developer come here and build a giant tower right here? There's no logical reason this would happen, right? Probably not. I'm trying to figure out what I can slap in this tiny area, which is like the main problem. The stunt on them. Yeah, we're gonna flex on them, basically. Put an executive mansion. I don't like any. I guess we'll just put down, like, I don't know, some medium density. Probably just put, like, some medium density here and probably be fine. Let's see. I think we do, like, a 4x3. Do I have any 4x3s I can just find? No, it's 4. It's 3 deep. 3 wide, 4 deep. And then, let's see. I guess we could put... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Why is that not... That doesn't look right. Okay, so I think if I do this one... And then we do the... We find the right side. Like this. There we go. Oh, perfect. Look at that. That actually looks correct. You know why? Because, look, you got the parking lot. And then you got the giant apartment building that's technically assigned to it. And I could probably, if I really wanted to, I could probably adjust the surface area to make it blend together. I think that actually looks correct. Just expand this out real quick. Just like that. Just kind of fill in the gap. It's not a gulag. It's just a giant... it's just the design. There we go. So that looks correct. And we'll just expand this out here. No, it's not an Eastern City block. It's just a really big apartment building. That's all it is. Okay, there we go. That looks a lot better. Oh, perfect. Look at that. No, workers in Soviet Resource Republic is not calling me. Or I'm building this because this is where people want to live. We should probably put a bus stop here now, I think. I mean, it looks okay. You have a lot of, like, medium mixed residential here, which is kind of janky. But I don't know. Also, yeah, I forgot our efficiency is, like, reduced because the service budget's, like, cranked down to the bottom of the barrel. We need to find a way to make more money. We're broke. Hey, so how's the vanilla mod? So this is fairly modded. My mod list is like 130 items, mostly just assets. There's a couple code mods, but not that much. We are playing with money, so I am trying to find a way to balance my budget, but it's kind of difficult. And thank you for the follow, Mobile Suit Grundle. What's the unrealistic part about this JP town? Because it's a facsimile of a JP town mixed with US aesthetic, aside from the fact that it's left-hand drive, which is kind of a mess. Honestly, kind of a... wow, you can't just say that. You can't just say that. Alright, so I think we're gonna turn this into a freight yard. I guess this is gonna be the freight yard. Do I want to put a... Okay. So I wanted to use the ports DLC, and I want to decide, am I gonna turn this into a freight or passenger train? So I think we can probably put a separate train somewhere here, although the annoying thing is that it's raised. So I'd have to probably put a freighter. Hello, someone speaks your language. You mean English? Were most of the other streamers playing this game not speaking English? Oh, data centers? Yeah. At the cost of our economy, I built a data center right here. I cannot afford this. It is actually a huge drain on our economy, and I am struggling to find a way to make cash to to make up for this thing. Why am I still importing electricity? Are we really not making enough? How much power am I burning through? Oh, we're net positive right now, so that's fine. Yeah, it probably just hasn't updated yet. Okay. Oh, trust me, don't worry. We're gonna add more data centers. It's still on. I never turned it off. That thing is just ripping through our budget. Yeah, it does a lot. It is really funny. So this thing not only produces a lot of noise pollution, it also just eats up. Like, all it does is create... It creates network capacity, right? Which is a resource you technically have access to. So here's your telecom industry, right? So we have this thing, which is great. So this entire section of the island is just perpetually connected and has... You basically have god-tier internet speeds. The problem is... what am I going to do with that? So technically, the industry is that... Is the music too loud? The industry is that your city converts that resource into other resources. I'm trying to find the production chain, but there is a production chain for this. And thank you, Suying Kuti, for the follow. Here we go. I think this is it. Yeah, so if you take a look here at our graph, right? If I scroll all the way down, you can see, for example, okay, here's our offices are converting, you know, things into code and whatnot. You can see, like, we have a deficit of some... We're importing things. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't remember exactly how it works. I'm pretty sure it's, like, here. I know it's a resource you use. Yeah, one of the recent updates had, like, a giant production chain, so you can see where things are going. So, for example, right, like, we're growing grain. If I take a look at grain, it just exists, but we're not consuming it. We just have a giant surplus because we don't have production for it. Mostly because I don't know where to build a factory. I could probably just build the factories here and it'd probably be okay. Like, if I wanted to, this section here could very much be, you know, food production. In fact, I can probably do exactly that. 40%. What's your employment rate? Let me take a look. I'm trying to remember how to do this. About 30% unemployment. Yeah, so for example, like, okay, let's say I want to start getting some industry going. I can slap down anything here that consumes grain. You could actually make an energy drink bottling plant. So, yes, we could make Suntory. If we really wanted to, we could just be like, here's our Suntory factory. Just put it, like, right here, bespoke. Although I believe these consume vegetables and these are growing grain, so we need something that eats grain. I normally would do that, but I'm trying to make, like, a little bit more bespoke designs, if that makes sense. So I'm not being efficient, I'm just kind of being silly. So, like, okay, here's our grain factory, right? Okay, so this is a cereal mill. It will take the grain and produce convenience food, which will then feed our cities. I didn't have a good name. I'm trying to come up with a good name. It's supposed to be like pseudo American Japanese aesthetic, which is a bit of a mess, but you know, there's a lot of blank space here, so we're gonna start adding some parks just to kind of fill it in a little bit. I'm not calling it Burger Town. Let me know when you come with a different name, Zan. Fill this in too. Yeah, very, very weeb. You got this entire district here, which is just the same exact house copy pasted over and over again. It's so bad. It's so terrible. Look at it. They're all the same. Vancouver. Like, why is there giant semi-trucks just traveling through here? Like, where's this coming from? I guess it's getting delivered somewhere, but I think it's really funny. It's such a mess. This music is really loud. I'm gonna lower it. Listen, I haven't played City Skylines in a while. I really wanted to play it today, and I was, like, committed to just trying out making a bit of a mess. I mean, like, I can make statues. Like, it's not, like, this area, I ultimately do kind of want to make this a bit more of a garden-ish area. Like, so, my plan is, okay, so I have two choices, right? I can either put commercial, Unfortunately, I didn't download the IKEA asset. But I can put, like, I don't know, like restaurants here or a conference center, maritime. There's like a lot of very specific ones I can put. You can just put like a food station if you really wanted. Got rice, internet. What else more does a man need? Apparently a man needs a place to spend his money, which I don't have. Now you can just add like a simple restaurant. I thought I downloaded more assets, but I guess not. You got like a shopping mall here if you really wanted. Yeah, that's what we need, a shopping mall. Yeah, I thought I did, but I guess not. What else do I have access to? If I was really funny, I could just put giant office buildings because I have that DLC too. Wait, you know what every data center needs? Every data center needs an equally imposing building. Right? Every data center technically should have a giant abomination of a building next to it. Oh, we can put Coder Park. It improves the efficiency of your offices. Like that? Oh. That looks awful. Bendy letters and what, Ash Train Records. Yeah, and then you just put down some, I don't know, some low density office buildings like right here. Just call it a day. Perfect. Oh, that's so beautiful. And then I guess technically you could have a park or something here that would drive people less insane. I don't know what you would even put here. I guess technically I just put more office buildings. Actually, no, I think I'd put like some commercial here. Oh, actually, yeah, that's true. This does need... Oh, you know, you're right. This does need parking. God, is there any, like, 4 wide? It's always hard trying to find a good parking asset that I don't want to put that much parking. I do want to put parking. You're actually correct in parking in this area does make sense, but I need to find one that I am comfortable with, and so far none of these I jive with. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the parking assets are not ones I necessarily jive with, which is kind of the main issue. Let's see. We could also make this a little bit more green. Maybe bicycle storage would actually make a little more sense, so people can bike around. We don't actually have any biking areas. We should probably start introducing biking options for our citizens, right? Where would they bike? My God, look at these poor... Where are these guys coming from? Why are they traveling through the tiny residential streets? No, I'm not here to torture the citizens, and I am not building a hyperloop because I don't have access to that type of thing. What do you mean barking areas? What's a barking area? God, that's way too wide. It's way too wide. Actually, wait a second. Hold on. Okay, so if I flicker it on this side... I mean, technically, we could put more parks. Like, honestly, more green space is not a bad idea, especially since we are slowly correcting our financial problems by making a lot of money through taxes and also selling our electricity. Let's see if I put barking areas. Ooh, that's a little too big. What's a decent sized park? We do have buses, yes. We've established a small bus system, which is it functions. Oh, this is actually perfect. Wait, this actually. Oh my God, it fits perfectly. Oh my God, it fits perfectly. It's beautiful. It's so nice. I love it. It truly was meant to be. Yeah, so here's our bus station. You can see our bus line, which is kind of a mess. Basically, there's a clockwise loop and a counterclockwise loop. Oh, actually, yeah, I probably should be cranking up taxes, shouldn't I? I forgot about that. We'll crank it up to 12. Just to kind of get ourselves a little more financially okay. Still not perfect, but it'll be fine. Okay. What else do we need to do here? Oh, we should probably start upgrading our clinics, shouldn't we? We have like a single clinic here with I think it's got like one ambulance. Two, it's got like, yeah, it's got like one ambulance. We should probably start adding additional clinics. We could also just put like a proper medical center if I really wanted to. It doesn't need anything huge, but I am starting to feel the crunch of we might need something soon. But I also don't want to put it next to the data center. Mostly because the electromagnetic waves from people's MRIs are going to ruin the data center's work. So we got to protect the data center at all costs, right? That's how it works. Honestly, where did I put the other... Honestly, I could just rip out some of the... I could just rip out some of these offices and just put this here. It's probably not the worst idea. What if I could probably just destroy this. Put it in front of the bus station. I mean... Yeah, sure. We'll destroy that section of the office. And then this... It'll just rebuild around it. Perfect. See? Just gotta work with what you got, and I am being very smart about it. Okay, the traffic is getting a little silly. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, that's just all parking. Okay, so this area too. Okay, so we need to add... I wanted to build more housing here. So before we continue on our magical journey, let's start adding more housing. I want the grid on this side. Hold on. Let's see. Let me finish slapping this together because this area I kind of ignored for a bit. We'll cut through... I think that's actually okay. Yeah, actually, you know what? That looks fine. I don't necessarily like double access into the frontage road, but it's probably not the end of the world, and I could probably just add this here. This is probably like the worst intersection. Can I combine this? Hold on. I know I have the super... I think I have the node tool. Oh, it is just one fat node. Okay. Oh yeah, no, it's really bad. It's the true paradox experience. I don't know how people play this game without having any lag, but I have so many random lag spikes. Hello, Garm, good evening. How are you? Oh, is it the autosaves that does it? I didn't think about that. Okay, so I think we'll do 2x2 housing sets here. Should be fine. Turn off anarchy and just see if we can connect. No, I don't want to connect there. Let's see. I'm gonna keep that on. Okay, is there a way to... Oh my god, I don't want to connect up there. I think that's correct. That looks fine. And then I could just probably plop down... We're still gonna use the compact, I think. I really like this JP residential compact. It looks really pretty. Oh shoot. We're gonna do 2x2s for this section here, so this area has a little bit more land, so they can afford, you know, to add slightly larger housing. And then this area will kind of leave open, so I can kind of finagle something else in there. No, I'll only take the 2x2s. Oh, actually, I can't fit anything in there. That's fine. Exactly. Imagine being able to afford houses in this economy. I wish. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I think I can fit. Okay, so this one can't fit anymore because this the tracks are right above it, so it literally cannot fit more. Okay, over here. I would like to... How do I turn off... What was the option to turn off housing or the grid? Is it in roads? I know they added that as a new option. Oh, here we go. Toggle. Oh, perfect. Ah, exactly what I'm looking for. Perfect. So now here, just like any sane person, we're gonna put medium density right next to the train tracks because why not? Because that's what the people want. Yeah. Perfect. This is gonna be so terrible. Okay. And then I think what I'm gonna do I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with this section here. We don't have a train station yet, Garm. There's no... I do need to build a train station. Actually, shoot, you're right. Okay. I do need to put a train station, unironically. The problem is I'm not quite sure where I'm gonna plug the station in. I think I could probably plug it in somewhere here. The problem is that the train station is elevated, or the rail's elevated. That said, I think I actually do have... I did download elevated train stations. I just gotta find them. I could just... I could just put an elevated station. Like, it actually is fine. And we'll be able to hook into the network. I probably have to actually get rid of this and then just rebuild this rail to follow the station. You could do a subway, but I'm trying to hook it into the main station because so we can hook it into the outside grid. No, I like being I like being annoying and trying to cram things in as much of a tight space as possible. I am weirdly dedicated to doing stupid things like that. Is this the one that goes over the center? No, it's the side one. Okay, so we could fit one here. What are my other choices? Let's see. What do you mean is this tech? Okay, I could fit... Is this entire rail just elevated throughout the entire area? I think it actually is elevated throughout the entire area, so it's very hard to put like an... Oh, actually no, it does transition to the ground over here. I did not make this map. I can tell you the name of the map. It's called Seahorse Isles. Seahorse Islands, and it's made by Sidai. He's made a bunch of other maps, but this is I like island maps a lot, so I generally will pivot to playing island maps whenever I can. Like, yeah, I love the aesthetic of island maps. I'm a sucker for them. I don't know how I want to hook this into the train. But I definitely need to use an elevated station for this. I do like a lot of the assets. Like, this is like a Japanese style train station. You also have one that looks like, let's see, there's a lot of other ones. Eventually, like, I could try to build like this giant one, but I do not know where on this map you'd be able to fit this grand central terminal. Let's see, so I think I do use just a generic one station, like a small elevated. Because I assume, because this one's not going to really use it, it's mostly just to get people in, but then I also have to build a bus station in front of it too. So maybe this section has to get deleted. The other option is I straighten this section out. The other final option is we build out like a bypass like here that hooks into a station that is built over here, and then it flows right back into the main station, essentially like a side station. Does that make sense, like what I'm saying? That could be fun. That could be possible. Hold on, if I were to do that, let's see. What the heck? What do you mean? Wait, what does this mean? Elevation too low? Wait, I don't want to build a bridge. No, wrong tool. Okay. What if I do... Okay, I have an idea. What if we do this? What if we do something like this? We build this out here, and then we're going to convert this road into a 4-lane abomination. Am I gonna have to merge into this node? We're not gonna make that many lanes, so that's a little excessive, even for me. Actually, you know what? That actually doesn't look terrible. Now, it's not balanced on either side, but that's okay. So what I could probably do at this point is I can add a elevated station. That's a 1-lane. Let's see, where's my small elevated? Because the other option is... Yeah, I think we have to do it like this. This is so janky. I don't know how I'm managing to pull this off, so we could do a small elevated. That actually... You know what? That actually looks okay. That actually looks fine, because then what you do is we're going to take the rail. I don't know which rail this is. What is this using? Just double generic train tracks? Okay. What we should be able to do is we're gonna connect from here with a simple curve. Just like, and just drag it in. Yeah, Tigon, I love his mods. They function fantastic. Okay, so there's that. And then here, we'll do a complex curve. This is a super odd design. Okay, so we're gonna make sure, I don't know how high this is. I think we will actually have to destroy this entire neighborhood. I don't think this neighborhood is allowed to exist, unfortunately. Yeah, alright. We're just gonna have to blow this up. Sorry, they're not allowed to live. Alright, yeah. It's, what do they call it? We're, eminent domaining their land. And then I should be able to do this. I should be able to just slap out. Okay, ignore that. Because I think ideally you just kind of go straight ahead. Ooh. Maybe we don't. I think we have to do. I think we do have to S-curve it. Why does that look like that? That is super weird. Yeah, we're committing house side, exactly. Okay, that looks okay, right? So, essentially all I've done is I created a bypass, which is probably not necessary, but it looks kind of cool. And then now that we have this running, we gotta build a passenger railway line. So, because I don't have a grand loop built, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna have it go to and from the exterior, and then have it, I don't know, come back. Very simple one-way route. Ah, shoot, I need a depot, don't I? I hate building depots, honestly. Building depots suck. Well, if it's an outside connection, you don't need a depot, right? I think you only need depots for... Oh, you do need it. Okay. Okay, you know what? I think I can just slap it down here, and it should be okay. This area is kind of out of the way. Yeah, we'll slap it here. I have to buy the tile. It's just... I'm not getting... Oh, wait. No, I'm reaching the point where I'm getting charged for every tile now. I bought my free tiles already. So if I buy this, the upkeep becomes 79,000 a month, which is insane. What if I turn this node into a depot? The thing is, we're already negative 230,000, which is kind of the problem. I'm trying to find where I could maybe just slap a very temporary depot until we can build a better one later. I just need a very small one. I don't need a big one. God, these are way too big. Do I not have a mini depot at all? I guess I don't have a mini depot. Wait, that's kind of a cool... Wait, that's a cool bus... That's a cool train station. Hold up. I want to use this later. That looks super sick. Look at all that bypassing. Oh, that's cool. Underground, local, central, historical. Yeah, there's no... Double train track, double train connections. Yes, there's no... I don't have a mini depot. I think I had a mod that did. I guess we can... Oh, here we go. Compact. Wait, I can just build it outside if I turn on if I turn on anarchy, I'm allowed to build outside. That's really funny. Oh man, isn't that crazy? Oh, anarchy just lets me slap this poor thing over here. That's crazy. I'm telling you, that's crazy. Oh man, I kind of don't want to do that. It feels cheating. It does feel like I'm cheating a little bit. I could put it here for now. Why? No, I don't want to do that. What if I put it like... Oh my god, what if I put it... What if I put this abomination like right here? And then it had to go up though onto the rail at a very awkward time. I mean, I guess that technically works. I don't really like it, but I think it functions. So maybe we do that. Let's relocate this thing. Okay, then we're gonna go slap down this ridiculous creature. Turn off anarchy. I want to make sure we're playing within the rules. Okay, and then I have to hook this into the actual rail grid. I don't know what this 4-lane double. Is there a difference between any of these? There's like so many different rail types. I think I'm using this plain double one. Okay. Okay, so then I have to find a way to hook this into the grid, or into the network, which is really funny. So we're just gonna go. Okay. I mean, that's what? That's 3.4. May need to finagle that just a little bit. Okay, let's just delete that. That doesn't look right. Let's try this again. Oh my gosh, the lag is so bad. Okay, let's try rebuilding this specific network section. I need to let the game run in the background. I keep forgetting to let that happen because I'm trying to let the city grow as I'm doing all this nonsense. Okay, so we're gonna go. We'll try the S curve again. So we'll go out 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that looks okay. I think. All right. That is functional for now. It's very dumb, but it works. Is it really stupid if it works? Probably still. Okay, so why does this not have a train attached to it? Oh, it does now. Okay, cool. Let's see. Line 1. We can also change. I can change the train type, which is really cute. I do appreciate that. So let's go to line 1. And we're gonna change the model to the Meitetsu 3500. So in a second, it's probably the train's gonna swing back around and then it'll replace itself and we'll have a better looking train. Oh, did I have to uncheck the other car? What do you mean? Did the music end already? Holy cow. Oh shoot, yes, thank you. Wow, that entire playlist ended. Let's see. Let's listen to... that's not gonna get me in trouble. Do we just listen to more Nintendo music? Nintendo Summer Mix with beach sounds? Sure. That sounds fine. Okay, so we have at least we have trains. I like trains. I'm glad we have it. Okay, so here's our train. By the way, I love the fact that the modders for this game do make fairly faithful train aesthetics. Like, look at this thing. Like, they've made the Japanese train. It's quite nice. It is very loud though. Like, holy cow, it is super loud. Alright, we'll just let that run. So that, in theory, should be bringing in citizens from outside in. That's the whole goal of setting up the outside connection to, well, the outside world. And we'll see if it starts bringing in more passengers. We don't have a lot of tourism right now, so there's not much for them to do anyways. It's just like, hey, look, it's a thing that we can do. I'm gonna go sit here and watch. And here's the train. It's back. It's got 20 people, so we got some visitors, if not people moving in. And I don't know, there's a fire watch tower that doesn't have any power. I don't really care. Oh, shoot, I did not think about garbage. I have not done anything with garbage this entire time. Okay, we have to do waste management now. Shoot, I forgot about this. All right, so what are our choices? I don't want to do a landfill. I think we just build a recycling center, call it a day. We could burn the trash for power, but that's probably a decent amount of air pollution. How much do we care about the air pollution? Air pollution eventually goes away, I think. We'll just add a simple recycling center. Just expand the road out and it'll probably be fine. Oh, it does produce, it actually produces income. Okay, so why don't we do that? Let's see. I am kind of curious how this parallel tool works. Okay, so if I go here, and then how do I make it a horizontal? Oh, here we go. Ah, look at that. Okay. Perfect. So I can make a perfectly parallel road. And then it's a little janky here, so you just delete, I don't know, one of the sections and then just reconnect it and it should be fine. There we go. And no one's the wiser. Okay, except for the fact that this section here is just a little messed up, so just kind of line that up together. Perfect. Okay, then we can put down a recycling center, and then we have solved the trash crisis. Okay, we'll put it out here. Yeah. Kind of dump our utilities near the farmland, a little out of the way. No one can really see it. We are making decent amounts of cereal, which is great, and we are making a profit with our janky little wheat farms. Okay, so I wanted to make another district. This area is going to be a little more like the higher end living area was kind of the plan. By the way, look at that. There's a lot of people parking here because there's not enough parking in this entire city. So they're kind of resorting to whatever they can find. So we probably do need to actually add more parking. Even these parking lots are just completely stacked. It's insane. I could probably make a lot of money if I just cram the parking price up, because that's a thing that happens. Let's see. But let's try to design this little more out of the way area. I figured it'd be kind of fun to maybe make something that's a little... Okay, so I gotta make sure it's right angled. And the network's breaking. Okay, so I think the correct thing to do is you build this straight across. And then you delete the unnecessary nodes like that, and I'll just repeat that process again. I'm gonna do it one more time. I can delete this. Perfect. Okay. So this is the rich area. The highest and wealthiest of our citizens in this area will live in this generic region. So we're gonna be dumping a bunch of cul-de-sacs, the really fat ones too, because that's how you know they're like very rich. Just like that. And for the time being, I'm also going to... We're doing this when we terminate the zoning here. We can always put it back at later anyways, like that. So, okay. What kind of people are living here? Do I have any other fancy buildings that I can drop in? Do I just put a giant skyscraper here for some reason? Like it's just a fat office? The round office. Very rotund. Actually, we don't actually have that much traffic, surprisingly. I was hoping to get to 50,000 people in one day, but I made it to about 3.5, so at least that's something. But we're burning through a lot of cash. I'm still importing electricity. I guess we're burning through that much power. Wait. Oh, you know why we're importing electricity? You're gonna love this. I forgot to hook the power grid in. I don't think this is connected to the main power grid. I think the electricity's just been flowing into this water pump and nothing else. Oh my god. It's actually just been doing nothing. Okay. Is there a way make around? You can make a round city if you really wanted to, like legitimately. Okay, there we go. That should fix our income discrepancy. Oh my god. I was importing so much electricity unnecessarily. Okay, well that solves that. And we're actually net exporting now, I think. So that's fine. Well, there we go. Okay, so that solves that. Still gotta make more money. Most of our money's coming from commercial and residential taxes. So if we just add more rich people houses, we should be able to farm them for money. Like except these houses are way too big. I don't like building any of these special assets. I need to download more special assets. We could put a mogul's mansion, I guess. It's so unnecessarily large. The film actor museum mansion's also a little too big. I don't really like it. Let's see if what about the European ones? What do we have access to? We might as well look at the US and the European ones. Oh my god. Sculptor mansion, sure, we'll put that in here. Just kind of line it up perfectly there. And then we'll put in the theater actor mansion also on the same area like this. You know, all the fancy rich folk live here. And probably 2 is probably okay. Probably don't need more than that. Okay, so far that looks fine. And then they're not, well, they are in their own secluded area. What I do want to do is add a small, let's see. We do need to put in an area where other people can live. So why don't we try this? Why don't we expand this out here? And then we'll have this one come out here. And then very simple curve just to connect these two sections together. Let's turn off all this. Okay. And then we're just gonna start putting houses in this general vicinity. It doesn't need to be super fancy, but there are other people that live here that's not just these goobers. But I think you'd normally have super high-end, low-density American housing is what you'd probably find. And they'd probably have some space between them, right? So something like, you probably put like a 4x3. Oh, no. Something bigger. I want something big. Something big. Okay, I don't think it's gonna make me anything. I don't think 4x3s exist. Let's do this real quick. Let's erase this, delete this. Could do row houses. No, you wouldn't do row houses here. I guess we'll do like a 3x3 like here. And then you could probably put like another 3x3 here. Probably then this entire middle section. Oh, you know what you do? I think 4x4s should work. Let's put a 4x4 here. Oh, jeez. It doesn't want to build a 4x4. It really wants to build a 2x4s, which is really annoying. Let's see. Let's just, I'll just plop it down myself. Let's see. What do I have 4x4? Oh, there's no NA residential, just 4x4. It's all JP. I guess the JP house is fine. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. That looks sufficiently fancy enough, I think, that one could surmise that that would be a place that people would live. But I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, there's not like a 4x4 American or anything like that. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot I had that setting wrong. Let's do low buildings. Okay, there's also a bunch. I guess we'll put in a Chinese one. Yeah, this is the McMansion Estates essentially. Let's see. Oh, here we go. NA residential, low 4. I'm trying to see if there's any other varieties because it seems like there's only one. It just levels up. Yeah, it is kind of annoying. There is only strictly one. And as they level up, it'll look a little nicer. But for now, I do want them to level up naturally. That's probably okay for now. Let's just let that build. So it looks okay, kind of, right? Wouldn't you agree? What am I doing with this blank space? I think I would put a park here. I think this area would realistically be a park or some kind of green space to flesh it out. Especially because, again, this is kind of the rich, obnoxious people. So they would want nice green areas to give themselves like a bit of a buffer from the peasantry, but also to give them like increase their property values. So you could probably, oh my god, the snapping is probably the most, I cannot get this to road. I want it to snap to this road, but I swear to god, the snapping tools just never work the way I want it to. It drives me insane. Okay. None of these are the park I want. Well, that would have been really nice if that had fit. Could put a heritage mill, dockyard park. Yep, okay, I guess the plaza's kind of okay. If you put a plaza here, I mean, you still get some of the civilians coming. Oh, that's probably fine, yeah. Because, you know, it's near the... I guess, well, would this realistically be near a high school? Probably not. You'd probably have like a better... Oh, I know. A gym. The people demand a gym so that they can get their workouts and their whatever else that people do. If we're gonna have these like one tile like housing like shop stuff that I downloaded, it looks okay. Wait. Perfect. I know what this place needs. This corner right here is getting a McDonald's. We're putting a McDonald's here. Oh, perfect. That's what we need. McDonald's. I've thought about recreating my IRL city, but I'm also not terribly fond of doing it because I'm a little lazy. Alright, and then... what else do the people need? We already put a McDonald's down. You could probably always put another one if you wanted. We could put a family mart. I guess realistically there should be a family mart like every couple blocks, right? So why don't I rip out... I think I'd probably just put a family mart here, unironically. I don't have a Mossburger, but I have an asset for Sukiya. So I could put a Sukiya next to the family mart. I don't know where I would put a Sukiya, honestly. The random Sukiya like right here next to the medical center. Yeah, that's... oh no, the way this is designed, you actually need to put this on a corner. That's so funny. Oh, that's messed up. You do need to put this on a corner. All right, well, we'll worry about that later. There's a family mart there, and then I don't know. Probably just add a lot of green space. I don't think I like this Netherlands house. The more I look at it, the more I think it looks a little dumb. I thought there was another one I really liked. There was another one I used in another city that I really enjoyed. Oh, wait. Netherlands medium Dutch style. Wait, where is it? Huh. Maybe I guess this is what we get, yeah. I don't know, do you think this looks fine, or does it look a little too out of place to have this European style Dutch housing all in a giant row? It's a very ominous row. I think you'd probably have like a street that cuts through the middle here, probably. Yeah, I think realistically you'd probably have a street right around here, because this doesn't make sense. You have something like here, just to kind of like divide it up a little bit. I'm gonna kick out those citizens just so I can put a house there, and then just we'll delete their houses. Oh, there was a oh shoot, was this where the bus stop was? Okay, well I messed up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I may have messed up. Okay. I gotta redo this. Okay, let's see. Wait, is line 1 correct? Okay, so line 1's correct, so then I gotta move line 2 down here. And then that should have fixed it. Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, I'm not terribly vibing with this specific design, so... yeah, I think we're gonna get rid of the Dutch ones. I don't think I like the Dutch one very much. Just just wipe it clean and replace it with Northeastern American row houses. Actually, no. I know how those look. Let's do... Well, let me take a look. What are my options? These are 1x3. 1x3 depth. And they are more of a medium density house. We have... Old Town would look pretty nice, but I don't think I want to use Old Town. French doesn't look super good. NA Old Town. NA Old Town looks kind of interesting, actually. Oh, hold on. NA Old Town looks okay. There's actually a lot of options for this. Wait. Hold on. I have an idea. I want to see what this looks like. If I do it like this, hold on. Okay, shoot. So hold on. I got to delete everything first. Let's trim all this real quick. Okay, so hold on. If I build this, and then... Okay, I got it. I know how I'm gonna do this. We're gonna plop it down, but I think... Well, hold on, let's see. Can I... NA Old Town... I can't find it, I'll just build it myself. But I think, actually, a nice way to make this look is you put the right side, you put the left side somewhere. Let's say here. Is there a middle section? Oh, there's not. Okay. I was hoping there was like a middle section instead of having to, you know, just kind of, so I could maybe connect it together, but it doesn't seem like that's an option. I was trying to see if I could maybe finagle it, but it doesn't seem like I am able to do so, which is a little tragic. Because it seems like if you have the right pieces, you can kind of fit them together like a jigsaw puzzle, which would also be kind of sick. For example, you could do like this. Like that looks... Aside from the fact that it's like slightly misaligned, that actually looks kind of cool. That's unfortunate. Alright, it's fine. Just replace it with standard North American row housing is fine. And that is absolutely not what I wanted it to do. Please. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Okay. There we go. And then same thing over here. Just replace everything here. Generally, it's not going to do that unless I delete it all. Because as much fun as the Dutch ones were, I don't think they fit aesthetically with what I'm trying to do. So we'll just slam these down. And then we can fit these in. I think the American ones will probably look a little more correct. And then we'll just kind of fill in. I do want to download more assets that have like these small, housey, timey vibes. Unfortunately, they are like fancy assets, which is not ideal. Also, it's weirdly unique, so I can't build it again. Don't know why that's set up like that, but who am I to question the developers of some of these mod assets? Okay, so we did lose some population, but they'll come back. And this station is still bringing in some passengers. There's actually a decent amount waiting. Let's see. Okay, I think it's time we pretty up the central main street. It's a little too ugly. So all I'm gonna do is we're just gonna go here and just quickly slap down some trees and grass. We'll do it down the center. I think I might have just turned this into an avenue. That's fine. All the way down, and then add the grass. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that way prettier? You come in, you figure out where you need to exit to. A lot of people are going left for some reason. I'm actually kind of curious where they're all flowing to. Actually, that's kind of the other problem. I think they're trying to use this as a way to get over here. Okay, now we need parking. So realistically, we'd probably put a park and then parking. Or we put parking somewhere else. Maybe here you could probably slap down like a small lot, even though we already put one. I think the weird thing about City Skylines is for a game that really wants you to focus on public transit, there is a lot of times where they're like, you need to build parking. Like the game's like, you need just regular old parking or else you're gonna have a bad time. Like they really, really want you to build unholy amounts of parking lots, which is surprising. But then again, you realize how much parking you actually need in a real city, and it's like, okay, I guess it makes sense. Like, I would put another parking lot there. You can see they're already like, all right, we gotta fill this up. A lot of the citizens are just straight up looking for normal parking. That's why even the beach parking here is completely filled. Right? Okay. We are still super broke, but we now need more housing. So I think we're going to start building some... I think we're going to need to build more medium density. Or hear me out. What if we build just one high density building? Just one. Or we could build low rent housing near the data center. But they also provide less tax income. And that's kind of sad. I need the tax income. So I guess we'll just put in a big ol', I don't know, what is this, 6x6? What would this look like? No, give me one big building. Oh my god. This is probably a very, very bad idea. This is gonna look completely out of place. Wait, hold on. I have an extra funny idea. What if I put a giant high density office evolution? What is this from? What does this add? Oh, they straight up don't want us to build any more offices. Got it. The Tower of Broke. Yeah, whoever's building this is like, man, I have real big faith that this area is going to become like super rich in the future, not knowing how much money they're about to waste. Okay, so I need to also adjust this real quick. We're going to finagle this. We're going to destroy the connection on this side. Oh, gosh, no. This here. Perfect. Okay, so that's fine. And then we're going to add additional house. I think this specific section here, I would be okay adding medium residential housing. That's not... We just add like a 4x4, another 4x4. I think that would be okay. And then weirdly enough, on this small street here, I would probably put small... Let's see what we got. Waterfront businesses. I don't really know how these operate, but they look kind of nice. So we'll probably just do like, 3x, whatever this is. And then probably put another one there. And that'd probably be okay. Just add some variety. Because it technically is the waterfront, right? What is this music anyways? Is this still Nintendo? Why is sometimes Nintendo music just spooky nonsense? Let's do this one. Alright. Unfortunately, the buildings do take forever to build, so we'll see what this builds soon, but that is a lot of I'm pretty sure this is about to spike our residential capacity. That's kind of the main issue with you build something like that, is that the residential capacity spikes like crazy, and you're gonna have to find a way to make sure you can take care of all of them. So far, so good. Main Street's still a little rough. It's the main issue I'm having is everyone's turning left to go here. Even though they're probably better off driving all the way down here. This I probably should have actually expanded to like a 4-lane street. We might be able to do that later. Okay, so here's our... Oh my god, that looks... That looks... It looks so out of place. That looks incredibly... Like, outside of, like, starting to replace a lot of the buildings with high density, that just looks wrong. Right? Like, I'm not crazy, I think. It looks terrible. Oh, whatever, it's already there. I guess we'll just keep it for now. Alright, I'm also gonna put down some of these, like, right here. There we go. Just want to make sure we start filling in all the spare gaps. Like, there's a lot of empty space. I want to make sure we fill it in with just houses. Like, you can fit in a lot if you know where you're putting them down. The auto filling is not going to do much, so you got to do it yourself. Where is the other... Where's the 1x1 I like? There's a 1x1 that I really like to copy. Where'd it go? Where did I even put the 1x1s? Oh, here. I think it's this one. So I can fit in, like, this here. And then, as long as it's not snapped completely, you can probably fit that in there. And then probably fit another one hereabouts. Perfect. That looks okay. See? You got a lot of houses here. You probably just need to add some trees to fill in the dead space, which we'll do right now. Alright, I like putting in the really old oak trees because they fill in a lot of the area visually. Who cares if the roots are gonna reach into the building? It's there to just fill it in from the upper viewpoint. Okay. Okay, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this. This area is still like the giant blank canvas. I think I'm gonna put a park. Let's put a beautiful park here somehow. I don't think I have anything that's gonna fit though. Dog activity, hedge park. The hedge park is fine, but it's... The thing is, this is a 7 wide, and a lot of these want 8 wide. I think this one's also a little too... This one's a little too big no matter what. Okay. Yeah, okay, next. Large plaza, way too big, okay. Campfire site's too big. Plaza, cafe. I guess the park cafe would probably make a lot of sense. Don't really need a bicycle park. A lot of this just... I don't like a lot of these is the problem. You could put a gym, like a sports park. I mean, technically, these people would want to play tennis all the time, right? So I guess putting a tennis park here is not the worst idea. Right? Rich people like playing tennis. Probably just put like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 of these and just call it a day. Why does that eat up so much blank space though? That's super weird. Like why? Like what is this? What is the point of this? I don't know. That's super odd. Okay. And then you would probably put some trees. Let's add some variety. Let's use the London. Oh, that's a little too small. Let's use the hickory. No. A poplar tree? Why is that so tiny? Chestnut. All right, we'll put some chestnuts here. Some chestnuts to add some aesthetic variety, just like that, and to provide some quote-unquote noise protection between the areas. That should be okay. 1, 2... I probably should be using the network lane for this, but that's okay. Okay, so look at that. So we've got some place for them to do their shenanigans. Okay, they still want more industry. Probably should build the port, is my guess, but I also don't want to build a port. Okay. The cereal mill's actually been making a lot of money, so if anything, at least we know our industry is kind of functioning. We need more of everything, basically. I think this area, you would probably put some very simple... I'd probably do, like, mixed housing. I don't think they're super tall, but I think at least add some stuff. And then here, it now compresses the park area I need to make into, like, 4x4s, and then all that stuff. Probably put like, it's a little too big, but you can put like a small park here now, and it's not going to be out of place. And then, what else would you put here? Oh, I forgot to put a park maintenance depot. You need one of these, or else the parks start to freak out because no one's taking care of the parks. Someone has to, you know, get out there and, I don't know, clean them up. Okay, put it there. I hate this. The only reason that I'm keeping this right now is that this thing has 466 residents, which is providing 466 residents worth of rent. It's so terrible. Why? I mean, I guess it's fine, but it just doesn't look good. All right, hold on. Let's build the road out here. I guess I technically didn't have to do this, but I've done it. I've done it because I felt like it was necessary. I think we just need more houses. There's not a lot of space to add more houses. I think I wanted to put a park here. This area is basically prime for a park. Something small. Well, this ring park is nearly a perfect fit, actually. I think if you just turn off snapping, Yeah, even with anarchy off, you can just kind of slot this in right there. Beautiful. Look at that. It is kind of janky. Let's move it slightly. Okay, that seems weird, I guess, but it's probably functional. So we got a park there. We got giant parking in this abominable residential area. We've got a lot of offices here. Unfortunately, there's no medium offices. How's it looking? Well, I built a giant tower, and I can't get rid of it because it is honestly providing a large amount of tax income. Because this thing is... It has some 500 residents in this giant tower. I don't know. Our schools are also operating at like super bad efficiency. I need more citizens. I'm starting to run out of space in this general area to make more housing. Yeah, no, we're super deep into red. I'm trying to find out where I can add more houses. We added more, but also leveling up houses just takes a while. Because high density provides you more money, realistically. So one option is I can cross over the highway and maybe I can build a downtown area here, which probably makes the most sense. And I can just slam it full of high density anything in this vicinity, and this area will remain a little lighter. But if I do that, I will need to set up a second highway exit point, probably around here, and then flow into the city this way. So at least there's two ways in. Does that make sense? If anything, I'd probably actually dig underground beneath the highway. What do you think? Should I go above the highway or should I go underneath the highway? Or should I sink the highway? I think sinking the highway makes more sense, right? I think sinking the highway probably makes a little bit more sense. But I definitely need to expand this out. What's wrong, Xanth? You don't like my beautiful road network of hopes and dreams? If I extend this main road all the way, you can turn this downtown into like an abomination. Coast side, anything, high density office buildings, high density. What else would you have high density down here? Everything, basically. All right, let's try it. Let's see if I can pull this off. I think we'll sink the highway, but I need to build this first. Okay, because then what I'm gonna do... Actually, I probably shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that yet. Okay, so... I think the correct thing is we have to put a retaining wall on both sides of this highway section here. And then we're gonna sink it. Like that. That's a little too deep, but you get the idea at least. We'll probably raise it in a second, but the goal is I should be able to just build, in theory, a straight road from here across. Okay, and then we're gonna go again. And this is gonna be technically bridged, so elevated. Okay, it's still trying to... Okay, I see. What did I do? Why does that not look right? Oh, I had to just sink it a little bit more. Okay, so if I sink it a little bit more like that... I think that looks correct, right? How... I think that's probably fine. I think this section of the road, though, definitely needs to go up a little bit. Also raise this section up. Oh, whoa. There's no way to make this look nice, I think. I think it's just gonna look ugly no matter what I do. I think I have to essentially raise this middle section by a decent margin, and then we just have to smooth it, I think, is all I can do realistically. So if I go here, and then we de-bridge this like that. That actually looks okay. It's a little bit of a hump, unfortunately, so that will require some smoothing, which thankfully I have this new thing called Network Tools, which should allow me to smooth this. Okay. Okay, maybe not. Because there's no node in the middle. I have to make a new node here. Let's see, make a node like here, and then I should be able to smooth this out. Do you want to know? It's the data center. I wish I was joking, but unironically, it's probably the data center. That looks a lot smoother. I think that's a lot more bearable. Do you want to see the data center? Hold on. So this thing is costing me $111,500 per month. My income, that is literally like, if I chop that out, I wouldn't be in the green yet, but I would be in a lot better position. Most of my expenses, unironically, I think, are coming from, let's see here. Garbage management is expensive. Let's crank garbage costs down. Education's already cranked down. Communications, actually, wait, I could just crank this down. I don't know why I had that so high. Let's also crank park management down a little bit. Probably fixes our balance a little bit. Because we have a JP recycling center, and we're not producing nearly enough garbage to justify that. Okay, let's see if I can get to 5K. I think I can make it to 5K population by just slamming out a terrible design. Unfortunately, public transit has not been a priority for my city design, and I'm going to probably regret that. No, I don't like landfills. Okay, so do you see the problem with this general design? The main issue is that right now the only way to get into this section of the city is through this one highway. Ideally, I would set up a second way through here, so I'd have to set up a, I don't know, a trumpet or something to kind of carve out a way in. Like, there's got to be a service interchange that I don't hate. Yeah, there's got to be like a service interchange that I don't completely hate. Like, this T-service one is probably okay. It will allow the citizens, you know, on the highway to hop off and then hop on here. Although this one takes a little bit more space than I would like. Trumpet would probably be the easiest thing. I also don't want to make it. No, like, if I had industry, I probably would make money, but I also don't want to build industry. I could make a custom road. The problem is this frontage road is actually like kind of in the way. I'd have to like redesign part of this section to be okay with this. Maybe this would be fine. Like, if I built this down slightly here, and just make sure it's not touching the other network, this would be okay. What do you think? Should I put this one here? That way there's a secondary entrance into this downtown section. That's probably correct. Yeah, I think we have to do that. Because I don't want to touch that frontage road. I want to leave that as is. I could probably design the interchange myself, but I'm also like kind of lazy and I don't feel like making a new interchange right now. So that's why I'm like, I'm sure I can just use the pre-design. I downloaded a bunch earlier. This T-service is probably okay. It's a little wider than it needs to be. So I think what I'm gonna do is first of all, let me save. I have not saved the game at all. I gotta use the restroom. I have not used the restroom this entire 4 hours. All right, so we're gonna destroy this entire section of the highway. And I should be able to fit in this abomination. I think I gotta purge this. You know what? Actually, that looks fine. It's not the worst thing I've seen. Like, if you just... Oh my god. If you just, build this correctly... It's not gonna touch the highway over there, or the frontage road. And then I think what you gotta do is... Can I use network tools to... Probably not. So I think what I gotta do is I'm just gonna... move this node slightly. I'm gonna split slightly so they can approach this with dignity. And then over here, I think we'll delete the bridge and we'll reconnect across. Now, I probably could shrink this down to 2 lanes. I don't know why it's 3 lanes, but I guess it's for future-proofing. God, the SSN theme from Pokemon is so good. Okay. Yeah, you have to build cars. You need roads. The game, you can build without roads with just all pedestrian, but you will run out of money very quickly. It's generally not feasible financially in the game to do so. I guess that's fine. What happened there? Okay, so that's... Okay, why did this section of the road rise up? That's super weird. Okay, let's... I want to make this look a little neater because it's kind of ugly looking. Let's finagle this. Let's finagle that. And then this node has to drop significantly. That looks a little better, I think. Okay, the game's freezing on me. I'll fix this in a second. Hold on. I think I can use... Let's use slope tools. So here... to... Oh, there's no node in the middle here. Is there? Oh, here. Oh, I see the problem. Okay, so I think I know what I gotta do. I gotta add a node, like... Oh my gosh, hold on. I need to add a node, like, right here at the center. I can click it is the problem. I think I need to add, like, an interim node here. And an interim node... here, probably. Why is there, like, 2 separate things that it's wanting me to make, like, a node on? That's super weird. Is that the power line? I think that's the power line. And then I think I should be able to use a slope tool to fix this. Hold on. Maybe not this one. This is very weird, and I don't know how this is supposed to function. Okay. I think there's something's broken here, and I am trying to figure out, like, the node that's busted. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, so hold on. You see this? So you have this node's like super high up. You just gotta drop that. And the same thing on this side. Just drop it. Okay, it's not perfect. I probably need to adjust this later, but for now, it's workable. Yeah, I think that's workable for now. It looks okay from above, which is what matters. Okay. Because we're desperate for money, I need to build a giant downtown grid here. Oh shoot, I forgot to hook this in. Right. I think we'll do a complex curve. Like this. And then same thing on this side. That looks really bad. I'll fix it later. It's a temporary problem. Okay, and then I think we'll just do the usual car thing. You know what? Why don't we have some variety here? So instead of just doing, why don't we do this? Why don't we do like let's pick a nice angle. What's a good angle? 60 degrees? Looks like a 60-degree angle this way, and then we'll just make it straight across the other way. Just so that there's like some variety to the general layout of this new section. And I think we'll also just do like another road like carving out this way. I'm not measuring it. As long as it functions, that's all I care about. And then for the time being, we'll put a nice simple highway here. I'll need to fix this later too. Honestly, part of the fun of City Skylines is building something and then like fixing it later, because you know your earlier designs suck, and then as you get better at designing things and you like rebuild it, you're like, oh, okay, that's how I could have made this suck less, right? That's kind of how I feel. Okay, that looks whatever, that's fine. Okay, how realistically, how would a city approach this? You'd probably still use the 4-lane roads instead of, because of how dense this area is going to be. I think I do want to maintain running 4-lane anything, and then we'll just kind of carve right through like that, and then same thing here. That is not at all 90 degrees. I think like that's fine. 6 is super wide. You don't really need 6, but it's fine. Probably like also build out on the other side too. It's too thin. You'd want a straight road like this. I guess 4s would have also been fine, but I mean, in the butt shape. I'm not gonna do a butt shape. That seems a little unnecessary. Okay, so I think here, I'm not measuring. I'm legitimately just going straight off of vibes. This is entirely vibe-based city design. Okay, so why don't we shrink it as we get closer to the... Let's shrink the main grid as we get closer to the edge of this. So this can be, for example, 6. But then here, maybe we make it... I don't know, you probably don't want to mess it up too much. You'd probably go... 6 should be closest to the center. So maybe 3, and then you would go 6. Hold on. All right, who's ready to see me slap down the world's worst downtown? It's time. We're gonna put in the nastiest buildings that I could justify here. We're probably gonna have to tear some of this apart anyways later, so let's see. This is 6. Oh gosh, it's already being built. Oh lord, this is gonna be terrible. Let's put a high density commercial right on this corner. That is not nearly as big as the residential one. Hello there, Komeji Kagami. How are you doing? I don't know why I stuttered there. Actually, you could probably just put 6 size here. Ooh. You know what? The city didn't need more high-end commercial, so this is fine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. Actually, you know what? While we're here, why don't we slap down... You know what? No. Don't put this here. I have an idea. We might as well put, like, the fancy buildings. We can afford some of the specialty ones, I think. Or they're free anyways. I give you Gravity Falls vibes. What does that mean? I never watched Gravity Falls. I really want to put this stupid thing... What is this? Whoa! Is this a terrace? Wait, this is a oh my gosh, what is this thing? Yeah, you like the Strodes? Oh, wait, I can put this thing. Oh, this fits perfectly. What is this? Repeat that, good sir. Which one? Komeji v Kagami? Or the part where I said Strodes? What else do I have? Oh, wait, I can... Wait! Why would you build this? Wait. What is the point of this? Oh my gosh, wait, it's an actual... It's a resident... It holds 2,500 households! Alright, well, we were slowly going from suburb to a terrifyingly dense urban jungle. Oh my god. Look at the giant shadow that it's casting. Look at how tall. Oh my god. It's so stupid. Wait, that's so funny. It's so stupid. Who thought this was okay? Who thought this was okay? My god. I'm gonna put an office here, I guess. Oh wait, I can fit this office right there. Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. You versus the girl she tells you not to, the guy she tells you not to worry about. Planes won't be able to land here. Wait, why does it say there's no pedestrian access? What? Okay, wait, hold on. Do I need to actually build a pedestrian path on the backside? No, we can go further. We can go further beyond. I'm trying to figure out like why it says there's no pedestrian access, which is like super weird. Oh, you can upgrade this? Wait, why? Oh my god, wait, I can add additional buildings to this? A geotechnical institute and a city college and library. Oh my god. All right. Should I get rid of this or should I keep it? All in favor of saying get rid of it, let me know now, and then I'll purge it. I'll find something else to fill that spot. I'm sure I have something that can fit here. Grandview Heights. Ooh. Colossal Tower's probably good enough. This is a decent residential. I need the money. True, I do need the money. We are kind of broke. We need parking. I think this area would make sense to have like dense parking. This went hard pivot from low density residential to just abominations. Does this fit here? No. It's like a 11 wide, which is really stupid. Oh wait, this fits in perfect. This fits perfectly though. Look at this bad boy. Put a nice little parking garage. Oh, we can even put more on top. Yeah, perfect. And then I guess theoretically you could probably put. I don't even know what you would put here. Like honestly, I don't know what you'd put. I guess a Chinese high density office would probably be the correct thing because those are usually like comically tall. Okay, so we've got heavy commercial here. You know, hold on. I'm sure we can. I think we have another commercial building we can add. Let's see what we got. I don't really have any super tall commercial buildings. I guess this is just the Sears Tower. This is just the Sears Tower. Kansai Tower. The capacitor building. Wait, isn't this just that one building in I don't know why it's colored like that, but is it, I'm pretty sure I know what this building is. It's that one building in New York. Oh no, the wrong one. It's a building in New York that's like a giant monolith that no one knows what it's actually like used for, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay. I think it's the oh my god, there's actually a lot of really cool towers, but these are actually like super big and you have to like build around it. It's like way too large for us to like utilize. Okay, so we got 3 skyscrapers. Just one of them's a little... You know the funniest thing about the stupid tower is that I cannot justify this. It has some 200 citizens and it's like rapidly dropping for some reason. I don't know why, if it's people can't afford it or they legitimately still cannot find a way inside of it. Let me maneuver it. Let me finagle this. Maybe something's broken with it. What do you mean overlapping items? See, like, I don't know why there's no pedestrian access. It doesn't really make sense. Maybe building it with, let's see. Oh, shoot, I copied it. All right, there. We'll make it the center. How about that? Like, right next to the giant... I kind of don't like it being on that main street, though. I think I want to keep it on this side street. There, that's much better. Okay. You don't like it? Look at it. It's beautiful. It's just a giant glass spire that makes zero logical sense, but it is fixing my economy, unironically. This thing's existence has somehow managed to fix my significant financial burden that I've been dealing with, which I'm not going to complain about. Okay. Finally, what else can we add here? You probably want to add a nice park. Yeah, I think this area would kind of be like a central park zone. I'm sure there's one that's big enough. Let's see. Yeah, oh, you're right. We could put a second tower. We could put a second tower. Hold on. Hold on. I want to see if there's a big enough park that I can put here. Surprisingly, all these parks are not nearly large enough for what I wanted to do. Well, why would you not put a park here? Isn't this the perfect spot to put a park? Look at it. It's perfect. It's a large area that you can just slap a park in. Why? Why? Fine, I'll put this thing instead. How about that? Right near the ocean, this wind spiral part. That looks kind of not pretty. Let's see what else we got. Adranu, but the citizens demand greenery. How can I deny them the greenery? I actually do kind of want to put a second tower. Large area to the right. You mean here? Or this giant area here? Listen, if land value controlled everything, okay, they would have turned Central Park into a giant, you know, more office buildings or a giant data center. All right, let's add more. This thing actually has like a lot of weird upgrades. It actually is filling up with citizens, but the people want like other density. Actually, wait, hold on. Can I have a... I'm pretty sure I have a shopping mall asset somewhere. Oh, wait, we can put an arena. Do the citizens need a sports arena? I feel kind of like, I mean, it is near the data center, right? So this would make sense, right? I should probably stop putting the unique assets. Like, these are so unnecessary. Kansai Tower would actually look kind of sick, but it is a little too wide. Put a hotel there. No, probably not. Probably not that one either. These are a little smaller than I would want to use. Muscle car garage, one-stop station, auto center. I don't know why the Europeans have... Oh, you know, I guess we could put a car shop. Yeah, come to Speedy Pete's wacky world of cars, and he will hook you up with whatever vehicle you want. This is where all the rich people from who operate the data center go to buy their new cars. Oh my god, wait, what is this? A mall? It's a marketplace. What is this? Who needs assets like... Who's using... Wait, what is this? Hold on, I want to see what this looks like before I slap it down. What is this thing? Is it just a giant shopping center? It is. This is just a Costco. Do we need a Costco? You probably wouldn't put the Costco downtown. Oh my god, the size of this building is the size of this poor neighborhood. That's so stupid. I don't want to build it just because that seems a little silly. You know what I mean? Actually, wait, I just realized there's a lot of space here that I probably could still utilize. This area here is still usable. Let's quickly add more housing. Yeah, you can fit more here. Let's start carving through this. We're gonna have to purge some of the houses here, that's fine. They'll rebuild themselves. There would be a... Yeah, Costco's generally are found right off of the highway, so we would probably put it, well, right off of the highway, and we're gonna readjust this power grid here, put the substation right there. And that is the wrong cable. I forgot you get to use the medium. Just like that, okay. So yes, I think you would actually put a Costco right off of the highway. Oh, you can see like everyone's trying to like hop off here because there's nothing to do on this side. Now we will expand out here too, eventually. Oh my god, I am in the green. Holy cow. It's because the amount of... Okay, so the taxes are what's really saving us right now. this thing, yeah, I think it's straight. Well, it's this too. Like a commercial, these are making an insane amount of profit. I don't know why, but this thing is also making a lot of money. It's not even fully stacked up yet. I wanted to hit 5,000. I think I'm gonna hit 5,000. Let's build a Costco. I think realistically you would have a Costco right off the highway, but I would be using valuable park real estate for a Costco. I feel kind of bad wasting this space for a Costco. I guess we could just... Let me see. Oh my god, that really... That is legitimately just a Costco. Would our island really need a Costco? Like... It's not technically a Costco, but let's be real, this is basically a Costco. Or a shopping mall. I guess it's more like a shopping mall, but I like to think of it as a giant Costco. I don't know, I'll put it there for now, I guess, and just see what happens. Wow, that is just really stupid to look at. Okay, so over here, I did want to add a few more housing areas before we get ready to end for the night. Primarily, I think I wanted to put in... Let's see. I think I wanted to add just a little bit more of an alley situation here because I think there's enough space to justify this. So we're gonna finagle something like right around here. I think is fine. Yeah, like this goes here. We can have that connect that way, and then we just build out a few more housing. I don't know, this is apparently Pokemon? It's a little spooky, right? Do twos. Like that is probably fine. And then let's quickly terminate the grid here. And then we can just slap in my favorite type of housing. I think this one I can use the Netherlands. Do Netherlands row housing. I think the 2x2s are usually a lot better. That's fine. There we go. Come on, build correctly. Okay. There we go. So we're gonna have a few more houses there. These are a little more dense, and these aren't gonna just be copycats of these. We have our whatever this is built, and I probably didn't need this, but people are still not happy. Oh, you know what we never got around to making? We never made a mail system. That's right. We never built post offices, and people are mad because they want their... Well, they want their mail. Turns out, you kind of need to figure out how to deal with their needs. I'm just gonna put this here. This is fine. So put a post office there, and then... Probably good enough. There's probably not that much mail. Well, let's see. Do I need to put mailboxes? I never liked how the mailboxes look. They're a little ugly looking, but whatever. I'm kind of pleased with how this came out in the span of like 4 hours. I think I did a pretty good job of, you know, we got a little bit of industry moving. We're now in the green somehow. Let's see. Are we burning more electricity than we're actually consuming? Wow, we are still making more electricity than we're actually using, which is weird to say. Water, we're still okay on. Police is... Oh, we need a prison. Okay, so I think we would actually put like a proper police station here instead of the Koban boxes. Because that doesn't really make sense, so we'd have to pick a decent urban... Oh, I'm actually running out of cash. I can't afford some of these. Could put a small one just kind of slotted in here for now. Yes, an actual gulag. It's not gulag, it's a prison, okay? The bad people need to go into prison to pay for their crimes or something like that. We'll put the prison in front of the parking lot. That's fine. This one you can upgrade with a helipad, I guess, for some reason, if you really need it. You want to call this Vorkuta? What, the city or the that section? Because again, we are going to start, I don't know what the right word is. I do want to start districting this. For example, I wanted to make a new area here. Like this, right? And then this area is, again, the rich, obnoxious rich people area. And then I can just probably drag that down. And then here, you can then say, oh, okay, there is no heavy traffic. It's a gated community. And if you want to park on the road, you got to pay like $50 bajillion for some reason. Perfect. Okay, overall, I think this came out pretty good, other than the fact that I had to cheese downtown a little bit and I am now losing money again. Probably because we're spending too much on... Well, we just built a new police station, so that's really where most of the money's going. Turns out the police are kind of expensive. They really need more of that cash. This thing is just... This thing is just unnecessary. I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. This would have been funnier to build on top of the mountain, honestly. If you built this thing on top of the mountain, just like a giant spire, like how would you even get the materials up there? Alright, but overall, I'm fairly pleased with how much progress got made on our tiny little city. I swear these used to look a little different. This was not how it looked before. Yeah, I don't know how that came to be. I swear the medium density used to look a lot different in a previous save, but... Unless I was thinking of a different medium density housing. Well, that's fine, because I know the North American one is over here. And, I mean, it looks okay. So, what do we got? We got the rich people area. We got... You'd probably need to put more trees here. It's probably the main thing to keep in mind. And these houses will level up over time, which will make them look a little nicer and less ugly. And then, obviously, we got the nice high-end living. And then here's our small industrial area. We are making cereal. I'm not going to call it cereal. I'm going to call it the... let's call it the... I don't know. It says we're pretending we're going to pretend it's rice. Also, holy cow, this thing is exploding. All right. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed City Skylines. I know we don't do this very often. Probably won't do it. Maybe for some time, but I had fun. We'll probably do Star Sector next week because I know some people have been wanting to see some Star Sector and all that jazz. I need to see who's alive at the current time. And next week is a short week for streams as I am, you know, traveling to Canada, as I've mentioned a bajillion times. So just keep that in mind. If you don't see me, I will be probably playing 14 or playing Forza or probably not League of Legends for the next hour before I go to bed. But thank you for joining me, comrades. I hope you had fun. I had fun. City Skylines is one of my favorite games, unironically. I think the game's a lot better than it used to be. The game was in a very bad state on release, but they have managed to, I think, turn it around with enough effort. Although it's still not perfect, and I'm probably going to download a bajillion more assets. I may work on this city. I'm probably going to play this city like off stream, honestly. And I'll probably post more updates about it on Discord whenever I get around to adding more content. So if you want to know more, just, I don't know, I'll post it on the gaming channel, the updates I make to the city over time, because one thing I'm definitely gonna tell you right now is this is gonna need a overhaul of the public transit system, especially if we're gonna make this denser to the point where I am legitimately considering an elevated rail system, in the sense that an elevated rail specifically for this area here, and then this area will maintain the bus network and maybe like a small bus that connects between these two areas. I think that's probably what's going to end up happening, especially as we expand over here. That elevated rail basically will loop from here, you know, around into the circle here, and then you'll have like a bus system that can kind of take you to this basic train station, because unfortunately, again, it's all elevated. The other option is I eschew elevated rail and prioritize elevated trams instead, which is a very real option. I think the trams actually are kind of cute and would be very functional in this type of environment if I'm willing to go through the effort of setting that up, because that is a fairly tall order, especially if I want to make like an elevated tram station like this, which again, elevated tram, surprisingly decent option. It looks nice, and it's not gonna, you know, break the bank or anything. It's just a matter of getting it set up, especially because like you can have like this beautiful elevated tram line. Like, look at this. I think you just center this, right? And then you can just definitely have a lot of elevated tram going around the city, and it wouldn't cause any real problems, I think. Anyways, that's kind of what I'm thinking. We'll see. Thank you for joining, comrades. Let me see who I'm rating today. When was the last time I rated follow? Let's see. I don't remember. Let's see. Who be alive-in today? And thank you, Mama. Hello, Skypeon. Welcome back. Let's see. Who's alive? Trying to think the last time I rated follow. Let's see. So I rated Isin. Oh, I rated follow a week ago. Let's see. We'll raid Hichi. Yeah, alright. Anyways, good night. Say hello. She's playing some just chatting, whatever that means. You know, the thing where people used to yap and talk. I'd live in this city. I think this would be a good city to live in, even though I've kind of bastardized it by immediately building a downtown, but I felt we really needed the downtown. If I expand this further, I would expand the what do you call this, suburban area. Maybe we'll add a few more data centers. You know, we need more data centers, so we'll probably add another one in the downtown area as well, because you can never have enough data centers. That's what the government wants you to know. Okay, they want you to know if you build more data centers, good things will happen to you. All right, good night, everyone. Thank you for joining.